recover the onside kick, give us a possession right there, and we were able to score very, very quickly. And then, I felt like, especially our first group, we were able to do exactly what we talked about in practice, get stops. I think they had one 12-play drive, which is too many plays for our defense on the field. But other than that, it was a well-executed performance, and just really proud of our guys and the way they came out, and we got better. So that was really good. Played well.
Kyron Harrison, 3 carries, 99 yards, 3 touchdowns. Buster Thomas, 4 or 5 passing and a touchdown catch. Defensively, you come out and do what you're supposed to do. You're able to get some of the some younger guys some experience. You got the conference win. You got the maximum points allowed for the tiebreaker, and you came out of the game expecting with the results you expected and with no injuries. Talk about this week as the team comes off of a game against Fountain Lake and prepares for a road game against Harmony Grove. Their focus in practice, their attitudes.
Yeah, we had a great week of practice. Very kind of similar mindset entering into the week because, Haskell does something similar offensively. They're better at what they do than Fountain Lake was, but Haskell is going to try to do something similar offensively. They're running the Diamond T, and they're going to try to take time off the clock with their offense, and they're okay with having a 12 to 15 play drive that gets 3 to 4 yards every play. So they're trying to minimize our possessions. So we've got to make the most of our possessions offensively. We've got to be able to get them off the field. We've got to be great on first down and third down. And then in special teams, we've got to secure the ball when they onside kick, or we make sure, or we cause them to have to punt. And we've got to really create turnovers and not give the ball up. So, those are the things that we tried to talk about during the week. Felt like our scout teams, that simulated Haskell, did a great job throughout the week, and really excited about the game tonight.
You mentioned first and third down. It seems like with an offense such as the Diamond T that Haskell Harmony Grove will run tonight, staying behind the chains is not something that is in their favor, and the defense can get a real leg up on a possession if you have a big stop on first down or second.
Yeah, we really, and we saw it last night in the junior high game. When we're good on first down and we're able to create a tackle for loss or a play that is 0 yards, now they've got to get 5 per down, especially if they're backed up in their own territory. So it's really tough because they're okay with 3 to 4 yards per down, but if you put them in a large yardage situation, you're putting them in a position where they're having to do something that they don't want to do. And that's really what we want to do. But at that moment in time, we've got to really read our keys if they do throw the football, because, they could lull you to sleep with the run and then hit you with a play action if we're not doing our job as far as reading the right keys and making sure that we've got each man covered if they do leak them out into the field so that we can cover their passing game as well.
We're visiting with Arkadelphia head coach J.R. Eldridge on the Southern Bancorp pregame show. We'll be back after this 60-second timeout.
What if a bank didn't just make home loans, but taught responsible home ownership? What if a bank didn't just make business loans, but actually trained successful entrepreneurs? And what if a bank didn't just help you use credit, but helped you build and repair it? That would be a different kind of bank. Southern Bancorp, a bank on a mission to be wealth builders for everyone. Learn how you can bank differently at banksouthern.com/whatif.
Price & Company Insurance and Bonds in Arkadelphia is a 100% fully independent agency, meaning that you'll be working with insurance agents who have an in-depth knowledge of multiple insurance products, companies, and guidelines, not just one. Contact Price & Company Insurance and Bonds today for your needs at 1015 Caddo Street in Arkadelphia or by calling 870-246-5573. Price & Company Insurance and Bonds says, "Go Badgers!" Welcome back to the Southern Bancorp Badger pregame show. Chris Babb visiting with Arkadelphia head coach J.R. Eldridge. And, Coach, before we get back to Haskell Harmony Grove, yesterday the Arkadelphia Football Club lunch that recognizes the Badger Players of the Week and has a speaker each week had one of our own, Emmanuel Cooper, former Badger, former Memphis Tiger, now graduated from the University of Memphis and working as a sales rep for a neurological pharmaceutical sales company, as he described it yesterday. Talk about some of your thoughts as you sat there and listened to Emmanuel and watched him speak yesterday.
Well, it's always a great day to be able to see our former players really thrive in their life after their football, whether that be after high school football or after college football. It's just fun to see how maybe something within our program might have helped a young man be able to thrive in life. And our number one purpose in Arkadelphia football program is to make a positive difference in the lives of our players and the lives of our teammates. And our second purpose is to win, and I feel like Emmanuel is doing that in his life right now. And so it's great to see that. It's great to have him come back and other people be able to see how he can now make a positive difference in other people's lives, because so many have made a positive difference in his life. So just extremely proud and excited for Emmanuel. It's also cool to see how many people have followed and kept up with Emmanuel, even as he went to Memphis and then even after Memphis, and how, Emmanuel's a special individual. He's got a great personality. He's got a motor that never stops. And so he built a lot of relationships here, and he's kept those up, and so have other people. So it's just fun to see that, just kind of a community of people who work together and love one another.
All right, back to our opponent tonight, as the Badgers will face the Haskell Harmony Grove Cardinals. We talked a little bit about the offense before the break. In the same offense that fans were at the junior high game last night. A couple of things that my untrained football eye noticed: the offensive line, the way they line up and the way they get in a set and then get down and ready, trying to steal a 5 yards every once in a while from catching a defensive lineman off guard. And also it looks like that the sooner your defense, you can rep that all week in practice, but the sooner your defense can adjust. For instance, in the junior high game last night, they gave up a long touchdown run, then adjusted, made some adjustments, and were able to be successful against that offense. How key is it for your defense to get a quick start against that type of offense?
Yeah, it's huge. Their offense is not built to be able to come back from being down. So what we want to try to do is get those stops as early as possible, and be able to not give up that easy 5 yards. And that's a big part of their game plan. They try to change their snap count. We tried to simulate that in practice. I felt like our Haskell offense scout team did a really, really good job all week of simulating that. Our coaches did a good job of helping coach that up. We've got to be able to get those stops early, and hopefully our work in practice with that scout team and with the defense has really paid off. And we'll see tonight as we go out there and take the field. But you're exactly right. We've just got to be able to get those stops.
Personnel-wise for the Badgers on offense and defense, let's take a look at offense first. Buster Thomas had his first start at quarterback. Didn't really have to run the ball any. Was 4 or 5 passing. Kyron Harrison ran a few times. The first team got out of there. Buster's had 2 weeks at practice now to prepare for a game at the quarterback position. Terrell Sumler moved to the offensive line last week. So you've had a week now to work with some of those adjustments. How do you feel Buster particularly has taken that change at quarterback and is ready to go?
Buster's such a outstanding young man. He's yes sir, no sir all the time. He's such a coachable player as well. Some of the finer details that he is a playmaker. So naturally he's just got a playmaking ability, but him being able to take those little things that we're coaching him on in practice and really apply them quickly has been something that has helped us as coaches so much, because if it was somebody else who didn't have that coachability, didn't have that type of character, it might be tough to adjust so quickly to that change at quarterback. But Buster's done a great job in trying to take the game plan and really execute in practice, and really excited about seeing him out there kind of taking charge and being able to really run our offense the way it's designed to be run. So I'm really looking forward to that tonight.
With any personnel shift, you affect both sides of the ball. Talk about any defensive personnel changes you might see tonight against the Harmony Grove Cardinals.
Well, really, our corners have become safeties, so and we've added a linebacker. Versus these teams, both Fountain Lake and versus Haskell Harmony Grove. So Jay-Sean Davis is going to play some defense tonight, and we've got again we really don't have corners per se out there just because of the abundance of how much they use a tight end. So we've made some adjustments there in our game plan personnel wise, and we look forward to, Landon Kuhn, he started last week. He's going to start again this week, just based on adding another defensive lineman to the game plan because of what they do offensively. So really excited about our game plan and the way our coaches are able to prepare for opponents. Look forward to seeing it executed tonight.
All right, our thanks to Arkadelphia head coach J.R. Eldridge for spending his time out with us. We'll be back with more of the Southern Bancorp pregame show as kickoff between the Arkadelphia Badgers and Haskell Harmony Grove Cardinals is just a few minutes away. We'll be back in 60 seconds. You are watching Arkadelphia Badger football on Mascot Media and also listening on KSWH 102.5. If you are watching at home, we do believe that our obviously when we're set up on the road, we're going off of our cell connection, and we believe we had some streaming a few streaming issues during some of the pregame show. We'll monitor that, and as long as our streaming key shows that we're still good, if we do get notification that you are getting some lagging at home, then we might tell you we're going to pause and reset our settings and let you refresh the screen, your screen on Mascot Media or the Mascot Media app about 30 or 45 seconds after we give you that signal. But for the time being, we're good, and we will be back with the pregame show after this 30-second timeout.
Under perfect conditions, your car traveling at 65 miles per hour can stop in about 300 feet. That's the length of a football field.
But a fully loaded tractor trailer, one that weighs 80,000 pounds, will take 2 football fields to stop. And that's if the driver is rested, paying attention, and the truck and load is properly maintained.
If you're in an accident with a big truck, call 1-800-CAR-WRECK.
Get the experienced team that's going to be on your side, by your side.
Well, welcome back to Haskell Harmony Grove High School in Haskell, just outside of Benton, Arkansas. It is just about 10 minutes away. It's homecoming night at Haskell. This is Chris Babb, joined now by Caleb Bird and Jack Bennington. Guys, 9 minutes from kickoff, as the fans who are watching can see, it's a full house on the far side of the stadium here at Jimmy Red Parker Field. The Badgers and their fans are ready, and Caleb, this is a big game for Arkadelphia to come out and go 3-1 in conference play.
Yeah, every conference game is a big one, and at this point especially because Arkadelphia is in a 3-way tie right now for first place. And so Arkadelphia is in a good position to keep winning and then win a conference championship for the first time in 5 years. So this is a good opportunity for Arkadelphia. They got to win every week, and they can't overestimate any opponent. And so coming in this week against Harmony Grove, they got to play a perfect game of football. And I know Coach Eldridge is going to be looking at that, looking at not only that they win this game, but that they execute well throughout.
There is a helicopter that will be landing here in just a few minutes. It's out of your picture right now, but it is coming over the visiting side of the stadium as we speak. So here in a second, you'll end up seeing a helicopter land in the middle of the field to deliver the game ball here. An exciting night at Harmony Grove. Jack, the Badger team last week came out and took care of business early in the game against Fountain Lake. They don't expect this to be a similar game, but the first team really needs to come out sharp against an offense such as Harmony Grove that Harmony Grove runs.
Absolutely. And I mean, you want to start out every single game that you play strong. You definitely expect the Badgers to try and do that once again tonight, like we saw last week. Badgers came out and put up 27 points in the first quarter. Definitely going to hope to put up similar numbers to that tonight, but going against a quality opponent in the Harmony Grove Cardinals. So definitely going to be interesting to see how the Badgers start this game and how the first team offense takes it on the field.
Well, and as you're kind of queuing in there, Harmony Grove runs a run-heavy offense. So if Arkadelphia does have a slow start, Harmony Grove could come out on their own offense and put together an 8-minute-long touchdown drive, and all of a sudden you have a much closer ball game than Arkadelphia is hoping for.
Right. Coach Eldridge talked in the pregame show a little bit about that. They saw this offense last night in the junior high games, in both the 7th grade game and the junior high game. He told his 7th graders that, guys, if defensively, if you don't come out and stop this offense, they'll keep the ball for 15 minutes. 7th grade games go 2 20-minute halves, and they did that. Harmony Grove kept the ball for 15 minutes. Arkadelphia had the ball 3 times in the 7th grade game. Last night in the junior high game, this is an offense that you'll see the offensive linemen get set initially, and then they'll go down for a full set, trying to get a free 5 yards if you can jump off sides. But also it's some misdirection, a diamond tee, try to catch angle blocking and things like that. Caleb, as if a defense can come out and keep Harmony Grove behind the chains, that's going to help and force them to pass the ball through the air, which they're not as comfortable doing.
Yeah, Harmony Grove's definitely looking to run the ball. They're not looking to pass tonight. They only have 175 passing yards through 6 games this year, so they're not a passing team whatsoever. And so if they're forced to pass, it could be a tough night for the Cardinals.
You'll also see all onside kicks from Harmony Grove. As in the background, you may hear the helicopter coming into land. It'll be coming from the top left of your screen here in about 5 seconds. You should expect to see, as you might be able to hear in the background, the National Park Medical Center from Hot Springs delivering the game ball. And, guys, we're awfully close. We're going to get a little breeze from that. They did give the teams a heads up that if you have a blow-up inflatable that you run through or anything else, you see the Arkadelphia filmers in the end zone holding their tent down, and you can feel that breeze. But, Caleb, when you go back to tonight's game, Harmony Grove is going to onside kick every time. They're trying to minimize the number of possessions that Arkadelphia will have the ball. Mentally, if you do that, if they do get a couple of onside kicks, then you got to stay in it mentally and not worry about not get too impatient.
Yeah, that's the game plan. If you're a team like Harmony Grove, you have less players than Arkadelphia, you got less size. And of course, you're going up against a team that's a 2-time defending state champion, right now ranked number 1 in Class 4A. Any kind of advantage like that you can take is a big one. And so Arkadelphia is going to have to show a little bit of toughness in this game, especially, like you said, if Harmony Grove gets a touchdown early and then 8-minute-long drive and gets the ball back. That's a huge blow to the Badgers.
The game ball has successfully been delivered to Harmony Grove Athletic Director Ricky Mooney. They're standing near the 50-yard line. Now we'll hope that the helicopter successfully departs Red Parker Field and we can get on to kickoff. You're watching Arkadelphia Badger Football 2019 on Mascot Media and listening on KSWH 102.5 The Pulse in Arkadelphia, courtesy of Henderson State University. We'll be back to Harmony Grove after this 60-second timeout. As a family-owned sporting goods supplier since 1950, Southwest Sporting Goods understands the value of customer service and is committed to providing the best quality customer service and merchandise available. Southwest Sporting Goods is located in Arkadelphia, but also has salesmen that cover the entire state of Arkansas to help ensure that their customers will receive the best customer service and pricing that can be found. Southwest Sporting Goods, located in downtown Arkadelphia, supporting the Badgers since 1950.
Finally got me, Ben.
What's that, Rick?
The Clark Street crater, the mother of all potholes. For decades, it's tormented the people of this town. They try to fill it, but it always returns. Got me good.
But you know State Farm's got you, too.
You ain't nothing.
Are you trash talking a pothole?
Yeah. Yeah, I am.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right. State Farm.
Call State Farm agent Austin Wingfield at 870-246-2162 today. The National Park Medical Center helicopter has successfully left the field. Gentlemen, About 3 weeks ago, that breeze would have felt awfully nice.
Yeah.
Instead, as it would go, it reminded us that fall is here and kickoff is near. You see the Arkadelphia Badger captains coming out to the 50-yard line with the referee, Kyron Harrison, Cole Turner, Ricky Rogers, and Lorenzo Lawson getting the captain duties for Arkadelphia. Big crowd on the opposite side for Arkadelphia. Caleb, we're about ready for kickoff in the beginning of this game, and I'm going to turn this headset over to the voice of the Badgers, Dr. Jeff Root.
Yeah, this is a beautiful night for football tonight. Sun setting in the distance, right out of our view behind the visitor stands. So perfect temperature out here, perfect conditions for football, and I think finally, like Chris said, finally fall here in Arkansas.
Caleb, it is perfect. I tell you what, though, when the helicopter took off, a cool wind blew through the press box. I decided to put my coat on and suddenly realized it's my wife's coat. So I guess I'm not going to have a coat tonight.
Hopefully it doesn't get too cold.
Gee whiz.
That's awkward.
That's the last thing that will go wrong tonight, maybe for the Badgers or for the broadcast team. We'll see. We think right now we're bringing you a really nice signal. Everything's looking good right now. It's been something we've been keeping up with, and we've reset it once. We believe we're going to be okay. Obviously, our first time to this stadium. It is named for a familiar person, though. Jimmy Red Parker is a legend in high school and college football. This is a guy that started his career as a high school football coach, worked his way into the college ranks, long tenure at UAM, and then he went to the major college ranks, was a coordinator, then became head coach at Clemson University, and actually recruited, before he lost his job there, he recruited the group that would win a state or a national championship, I should say, for Danny Ford at Clemson. He later bounced back and was a coordinator at Ole Miss and some other places before he came back to Arkansas and was head coach at Ouachita Baptist University for 3 years in the 1990s before current head coach Todd Knight. But he didn't retire after that. He went back to high school coaching where he started, and he started this program. He started the football program here at Harmony Grove in Haskell, Arkansas, just outside of Benton. It's our first trip here, and everybody has been great, and they've been celebrating homecoming. Arkadelphia just about to come out onto the field, as is the home team, the Cardinals of Harmony Grove, and as the guys have been saying, we expect quite a game. On the far side, we hear the Arkadelphia band. We see a full house on the visitor stands, and here come the Badgers onto the field as we're just about ready for action tonight.
Yeah, this is a beautiful stadium here, a nice turf field. It's not a big stadium, but it's big enough for the size school-size community here in Haskell, and it's a town that's growing a lot. You know, right outside of Benton here, some new subdivisions popping up. It's a school that just moved up from 3A to 4A. They've had some success in their first 2 years of 4A. Last year they beat Nashville, a really surprise win. They opened the conference season this year with a big win over Ashdown. They beat them 34-0 in their first conference game this season. They lost the last two. They lost to Malvern by 5, and last week they lost to Bauxite, Saline County rivalry game, and 28-7. But still, it's a team that has some quality and I think has a lot of mental toughness. That's the reason they're able to pull off these upsets.
Malvern does look like it's improved from last year when they really struggled, and of course Bauxite looks like they're going to be a strong team. As we've seen growth in Bryant and we've seen growth in Benton, we've also seen growth in Bauxite. We've also seen growth in Harmony Grove, and as the numbers have grown, their programs have improved as well. So, Jack, we expect this to be a challenge for Arkadelphia tonight, although Arkadelphia is definitely the favorite coming in.
Absolutely. And I mean, the Badgers are going to come into every game thinking they're going to win the game. And that's not, to say that, Harmony Grove isn't a good football team, but coming in, the Badgers definitely probably the favorites for this game, coming in with a chip on their shoulder, wanting to prove a point to every team that they play in conference and throughout the entire season. But coming into this game, getting ready for kickoff, Badgers have another point to prove that they are one of the best teams in 4A.
You are in tune to KSWH 102.5 in Arkadelphia, The Pulse, and we're glad to be on the radio as well as on this live stream. I have folks from all over the country who tune in to see their Badgers on Friday evening, so welcome everybody, and we'll mention a few people as we go through the evening. I want to mention first Dr. Daniel Grant, who likes these Badgers because he was a Badger back in the day, and we're glad that he follows the Arkadelphia Badgers every year. Here's a kick. It's going to go deep and returnable for Harmony Grove from the 11-yard line. They're going to come out to the 24-yard line. We're a little bit low, but Caleb, I think I got the yard line right at the 24.
Yeah, right there at the 24-yard line. That's some good kickoff coverage from the Badgers, and Harmony Grove's got a long way to work, and Arkadelphia is going to be key here to get a 3-and-out or a quick stop here on the first defensive drive, because Harmony Grove, we mentioned the pregame show, they run a really run-heavy offense from the Diamond T, and they want to run the clock down. And so to get a quick stop on this offense would be a big momentum boost for the Badger defense.
They do not depend on just one player. They've got 4 players with over 200 yards rushing, so they can go to any one of 4 people in the backfield. Quarterback under center, of course. He's going to hand it off right up the middle, and there's a gain up to near the 30-yard line, so a nice gain on first down as they went to the fullback.
Yeah, and it's the misdirection that the Badgers are going to have to watch out for tonight. That time just running it right up the middle, but thinking as the quarterback goes to the right side, Badgers are going to be very careful and very keen on where the ball is to be able to take down the ball carrier.
Harmony Grove in the huddle. Now they're going to break it out with a wide receiver to the left side and one to the right side. They go sideline to sideline with their wide receivers, and they'll both have man-to-man coverage. 3 running backs behind the quarterback, who is under center. They are going to run the option. The quarterback will keep it. He'll be hit, but he's going to strive forward and make a first down out to the 37-yard line. Good gain on the run was the quarterback, Hunter Williams.
Yeah, in the backfield, this offense is really quick. Quarterback making some quick reads in the backfield and some quick hands-offs, and it's a lot of confusion. So for Arkadelphia, it's just a matter of keying in on your assignment and taking a hold of them and tracking them in the backfield. You're not going to be able to read exactly where the ball is going, so every linebacker assigned to one of these running backs got to key in on him and make the tackle.
All right, change in the formation this time. 2 running backs behind the quarterback and 1 behind the left tackle. Running play, and there's good yardage again. Offensive line, everybody pulls, so it's a lot of people blocking for the back every time, and they're going to make it out to past the 40-yard line. They'll mark it all the way to the 43-yard line for a gain of 6.
And Harmony Grove does not have a big offensive line. Arkadelphia for once, has more size on the defensive line than Harmony Grove has on their offensive line, but what they're going to do to offset that is a lot of movement, a lot of pulling, and a lot of stunts to try to confuse this Arkadelphia defensive line. You never really know who's going to be blocking you on any given play.
2 halfbacks. They've got 2 receivers to the left side, the wide side this time. Long snap count. They send a man in motion. Now the quarterback will keep it, and this time he's got nowhere to go. Good tackling that time by the Badgers. In on that, Hawthorne and also Ricky Rogers Jr.
Yeah, it was a good job by Rogers on that play, throwing his blocker to the ground and then being right there to make the tackle on the quarterback. So staying in his gap and plugging that up and making that tackle was big for Ricky Rogers.
3rd down and a short 3, a long 2. We'll say 3. 3rd down and 3 for Harmony Grove. I don't think that they go for it on their own side of the 50 in the first quarter, but you never know. Team looking for an upset against Arkadelphia. We'll see what they can do on 3rd down and 3. 2 running backs behind the quarterback. 1 will go in motion. And he will run the option. Quarterback keeper. He's going to make a first down, I believe, up the 49-yard line. A big hit at the end of the play, but it is a first down again by Williams, the quarterback.
Yeah, once again, a good job by Harmony Grove. That time, quarterback just running out to the right side, getting on the past his blockers and into space. Kyron Harrison laying a big hit on the quarterback, but still nonetheless, Harmony Grove able to pick up a first down and move the chains.
Back in the huddle. They'll talk about it, but not too much to talk about. They're going to run that option on just about every play. Is it going to be left or right? And on occasion, they will throw the ball, but not very often. 2 tight ends in the formation. Really tight formation on the right hash mark, and they're going to run it with the halfback, and he'll gain a couple, maybe 3 on the play.
Yeah, this like I mentioned earlier, just such a quick-hitting offense and picking up 3 yards. You think for the Badgers that's a good play to stop them on 3 yards, but for Harmony Grove, that's what they're looking for. 3-4-yard gains, especially in this situation. They're in 4-down territory right now. Picking up 3 yards every play, that's enough for a first down.
3rd down, between 6 and 7 yards to go for Harmony Grove, and they'll go back to the 3-back formation. And the quarterback is only a sophomore, but he runs this offense very, very well. Williams will hand it off this time, but a big hit by Turner. Cole Turner stops the running back, but he'll get some forward progress for a gain on the play. They're going to spot it at the 45-yard line. So it is 3rd down and 5.
Yeah, it was a quick snap there from Harmony Grove. Every time out, it looks like they've been running good up to the line. The quarterback calls out a verbal cue. The offensive line puts their hand on the ground, and then they run the play. That time out, the offensive line didn't put their hand on the ground. The first verbal cue from the quarterback, they went ahead and ran the play. Arkadelphia wasn't caught off guard and held them to a 2-yard gain.
Big play now. 3rd down, 5 yards to go. Harmony Grove at the Arkadelphia 45-yard line. Game just underway. Harmony Grove had a man move on the left side. Let's see if that's the call. But, Jack, I'm sure I saw that. That would push him back to a 3rd and 10.
And that's exactly what you don't want to happen on a 3rd and short, like we've been talking about in the pregame and now just a few moments ago. Harmony Grove's offense isn't designed to go 10 yards on one play. They're designed to get small chunks of yardage on each play to be able to get a first down over the course of 3 or 4 plays. But now a 3rd and long, going to be interesting to see if they go to the air or try and stick with the run, but not the situation that they want to be in here on 3rd down.
Trying to pick up a free 5 yards. They instead gave up 5 as the left tackler tight end moved a little bit. On 3rd down and 10 from the 50, they're just going to run it, and he's hitting the backfield, will lose a yard. Arkadelphia defends it very well once they got to midfield.
Yeah, that was a great job there, and I think it was Landon Kuhn jumping in the backfield there to make the tackle. Did a nice job splitting the gap and wrapping up the running back in the backfield. And so that penalty goes really detrimental to Harmony Grove. They get behind the chains. Finally, Arkadelphia makes it up on 3rd down, and let's see if they punt it or they're going to go for it here on right around midfield.
Quarterback has checked out. You never really know in this kind of a situation where they're looking for an upset, but Connor Burrow is on to do the punting, and that's what we expect to see. The kick is underway. It's a line drive shot that sails out of bounds, so let's see where they're going to spot this.
Yeah, the referee's going to walk up the field, spot it right at the 24-yard line. That's where Arkadelphia is going to take over. Badger offense looked good last week, had 5 scores on their first 7 offensive plays against Fountain Lake, running pretty simple stuff to get in the end zone. This time out, Buster Thomas going to be at quarterback, and let's see how he does his 2nd week in the job.
Fountain Lake, of course, had only 22 players to suit up against Arkadelphia last week. Harmony Grove has 37 players. They're not as deep as Arkadelphia, certainly, but they are in position to be competitive. Shotgun formation as usual for Arkadelphia. Thomas wants to throw on 1st down. Now he's going to scramble. He will tuck it to his right. He's got a little bit of yardage. Now he'll turn and cut it upfield and get good yardage. He's got 10, 12, 13 yards. 1st down, Arkadelphia.
Thomas is really dangerous when he runs the ball. He's dangerous in all aspects of the game. Usually start off the season at wide receiver, had a few running touchdowns out of the slot position, and now playing quarterback. He didn't run one time last week from quarterback. He had 0 rushes, but that was a good scramble to get a 1st down on the first offensive play.
Harrison, Pfeiffer, and Logan are split to the left side. Thomas wants to throw it, and he will throw it. Wide open is Harrison, but he cannot pull the ball in at the 45-yard line of Harmony Grove. He went to the turf, got both hands on it, but Jackie couldn't quite tuck it in before the ball got away from him.
Yeah, good read that time from Thomas, just seeing his open receiver Harrison right up the middle of the field, 15, 20 yards down the field, trying to connect with him, throwing it a little bit low. Kyron having to go down and get that ball and just not able to come up with it, but still a good read and a good try that time from Thomas.
2nd down, 10 yards to go. Arkadelphia at its own 37-yard line. Running play for Harrison. He'll be hit near the line of scrimmage, fall forward for a gain of 3. 3rd down and 7 coming for the Badgers.
Just a short run that time from Harrison, his first carry of the night, just getting a couple yards, not really a whole lot of holes on that line for his first carry. So now a really big 3rd down here. Badgers definitely going to want to continue to move the chains. Probably going to go to the air here.
We're almost halfway through the first quarter. No score in the game. Arkadelphia on its first possession. On 3rd down, they want to pass, but now Thomas is going to run. He's hit and will fall short of a 1st down. The ball got away, in fact, but he was down. He was down, and so Arkadelphia will not lose the possession, but they will not make the 1st down. It's 4th down, and what would probably be a punting situation, ball at the 42-yard line. Good work by the defense to come up and defend the run.
That was a great open field tackle from Harmony Grove. That kind of situation, you think you're going to see for Buster Thomas, that's a great situation to be in. To be having all the control there, the defense is in, pass covers are kind of standing still, and he has all the momentum to try and run through them, but it was a great open field tackle to stop Thomas before he could get a 1st down.
Kyron Harrison's punt is going to roll and roll and roll and go all the way down to the 5-yard line. Beautiful punt by Harrison and a nice roll, and Arkadelphia will send its defense back onto the field. Now, Harmony Grove has done what it's wanted to do so far, Jack. It's kept this game tied with only 5:21 left in the first quarter with a nice defensive stand after they made a couple of 1st downs and punted the ball away. But now Arkadelphia's got to smell blood a little bit this close to the goal line. 1st down and 10 for Harmony Grove from its own 5-yard line.
And we'll say one thing, they definitely are able to eat off a lot of clock here. As we saw in their first drive, they're able to eat up 5 minutes of the first quarter, almost the entire first half of the first quarter. But now, once again, another drive starting way deep in their own half.
They're going to actually mark it at the 4. From the 4-yard line, they'll run the option play and hand it to the fullback, who will get very little. I think he got back to the line of scrimmage and not much more than that. Our camera is a little bit higher than we are, but through the binoculars, it looked like he got a yard at the most. They're going to mark it just short of the 5, so he gained about a half yard. Good work by the Arkadelphia defense.
Yeah, it was a really nice stop from the Arkadelphia defense there. And putting the Harmony Grove offense behind the chains is huge in the situation right here within the 5-yard line even. And so Harmony Grove is going to have to make a big play on second down if they want to keep a drive alive.
Williams at quarterback will come to his right side, give it back to the fullback, and there is a gain this time to the 7, close to the 8-yard line, but not very much. Right up the middle, running the ball for Harmony Grove was Connor Burrow.
You know, this can be big for the Badgers if they can stop Harmony Grove and force a punt really deep in their own half, end up with good field position. Definitely demoralizing that to punt inside your own 10-yard line. Badgers really huge third down play here to try and stop this Harmony Grove offense.
Spot the ball at the 8-yard line, so it's third down, 6 yards to go. Really important play coming. Harmony Grove would like to pick up a free 5 and have 3rd and 1. Arkadelphia, though, has got to be aggressive, so we'll see if the Badgers time it right on the snap. They're going to hand off right up the middle. There is a bit of a gain, and he is struggling and struggling. This is going to be close. It really just depends on the spot as to whether he got to first down yardage or not. I think they're going to give him a pretty good spot.
Yeah, I think they might give him the first down here.
Yeah, they will not have to measure.
Yeah, and I think what you mentioned, Jeff, about not wanting to jump off sides, it looked like Arkadelphia's defensive line kind of stayed still for a second or two, or not a second or two, but just a moment whenever the snap happened, and that's what allowed the offensive line of Harmony Grove to get a push and get that first down. They're really cautious about not jumping off sides, but that led them to not jump when the ball actually was snapped.
He just made it to the 14, but they didn't have to measure. First down and 10 from the 14. Harmony Grove trying to drive 96 yards, but they've got most of that still remaining. Run up the middle, and once again, Arkadelphia does a fine job. Gain tackling. They finally blow the whistle. Not much of gain. Arkadelphia took the ball away, but no, he was down. They blew the whistle just before the ball escaped into the hands of Kyron Harrison.
Yeah, Kyron Harrison running away, acting like he has the ball, trying to go in for a touchdown, but forward progress was ruled on the play. The whistle blew, but nonetheless, only just a couple-yard gain for the Cardinals that time. The Badgers doing a good job of just flooding the middle of the field, not allowing any progress to be made whatsoever, and a good stop there on the first down.
Ball between the 16 and 17-yard line, and it is second down. Williams, the quarterback, only a sophomore, really good-looking quarterback, looks over the defense. Now he's going to come to his right. Up the middle it goes. Tripped up as he came through was the fullback. That time on the carry was J.C. Harrison. A couple of good running backs named Harrison in this game, one for each team.
He'll be stopped for for a third down here, so it's going to be 3rd and 2. Another big play for Arkadelphia to come up with a stop on 3rd down. And this is a good situation, the kind of situation you want to be in for Harmony Grove. But Arkadelphia got to get a push right on the snap here to keep a first down from coming in.
The clock is melting away in the first quarter, 2:02 left. On 3rd down, they'll run the option again to the left this side. There's a good hit. I don't think he got it, Caleb. Do you see a spot yet?
Yeah, on the far sideline, it looks like he's close. Kind of a low angle, so it's hard to tell exactly, but the official on the far sideline signaling for 4th down, 4th and very short. So we'll see if Harmony Grove might come out here, try and see if they can draw Arkadelphia offside, or they're going to go for a punt. They brought their punter on the field, so it looks like that's what they're going to do.
Well, one would say that's the conventional move, this deep on your own end of the field, but I don't think Arkadelphia is going to assume that that's going to happen. The Badgers put nobody deep.
Right.
He's going to kick it away. Here's the kick, line drive shot, and it's allowed to roll, obviously. Nobody deep, and it does take a big roll for Harmony Grove inside the 30, inside the 25, all the way down to the 23-yard line of Arkadelphia. Was success so far for Harmony Grove. They don't lead the Badgers, but they've eaten up most of the clock with 2 drives in the first quarter. Arkadelphia has only had the ball 1 time and has 1 first down so far in the first quarter. No score with 1:10 left, and we'll be back in 30 seconds.
Turner, Rogers, Manning & Plyler CPA is a longtime supporter of the Arkadelphia Public School District. Turner, Rogers, Manning & Plyler has established a reputation for providing clients with outstanding services that include auditing, accounting, and tax and business consulting. Contact Turner, Rogers, Manning & Plyler today at 870-246-4563 or by visiting them at 305 Professional Park Drive in Arkadelphia. Turner, Rogers, Manning & Plyler says, "Go Badgers!"
First down for Arkadelphia. They are going to run the ball. To the right side it goes. Here's Harrison. He's got 6. He's got 8 yards up to the 30-yard line. That's a good carry on first down.
A lot of holes opening up there for Kyron Harrison's second carry of the night that time, just running through the right side, able to push a couple of guys over before finally being taken down there. Just looks like 3 yards short of the first down, but expect the Badgers to go to the run once again.
Ball spotted at the 30, so it is second down, 3 yards to go. Thomas will fake the handoff. Now he'll throw it out into the flat, and here is Pfeiffer. He's going to get some yardage to the 35, knocked out of bounds, but enough for a first down for the Arkadelphia Badgers.
Yeah, that was a good pitch and catch there between Turner and Pfeiffer. Thomas and Pfeiffer able to get down the sideline. So good job by Pfeiffer working off that blocking. It was a good job by Logan Becker there on the block, keeping there from being a hold or anything, but freeing up Pfeiffer for the first down.
Whitten, Rogers, and Pfeiffer to the right side, and another pass play. Here's a throw across the middle. A big play by Pfeiffer. A big hit was made, and it separated Pfeiffer from the ball. It's good to see Pfeiffer up because that was a huge hit. Let's see what the flag is going to be.
It's a big hit, but I think it might be penalty against the offensive line of Arkadelphia. I saw 2 guys get off the ground, and the Harmony Grove player kind of pat an Arkadelphia guy on the helmet like, "Good job, man, giving me a flag." See exactly what happened here.
Safety was really looking for a play across the middle that time and got there just as the ball did. Going to be a penalty against the Badgers. They're talking about what the problem was with the Harmony Grove coach. They are going to mark it off against Arkadelphia. It was a first down at the 38-yard line. It'll be a 5-yarder. A 5-yarder back to the 33.
Yeah, just an ineligible receiver downfield against the Badgers there. So it's going to repeat first down, be first and 15. I think it was Lawson got a little bit too far down the field on his block.
That's actually not an easy decision, 2nd and 10 or 1st and 15 with the Badger offense out there. But they took the 5, so it's 1st and 15 Arkadelphia. Rogers lines up behind the left tackle. One back in the backfield, that's Harrison, but it will be Thomas keeping the ball. Up the middle he goes. He's to the 40, to the 45-yard line. He hits the sideline, to the 50. 45, 40, 35, and they'll drag him out of bounds just short of the 30-yard line of Harmony Grove. Arkadelphia now on the move late in the first quarter.
And it just looks like Buster Thomas is kind of just gliding down the field as he runs down there, kind of just deciding in the moment where he wants to run that time, just taking it outside into lots and lots of space for a big, big run for him tonight, moving the Arkadelphia Badgers down the field, and they're going to get going in a hurry.
33-yard gain on the run by Harrison. And now they're going to run it with, I should say it was Thomas. This is Harrison to the left side, and he's got some good yardage. They're going to bring him down just short of the 21-yard line, but a good gain on first down.
Yeah, Harrison got tackled there, but he laid the hit on the tackle. He wasn't getting hit. He was the one doing the hitting as he just knocks the cornerback onto the ground with his shoulder and then falls down onto the ground on his rear end as he lands off that hit. But still a first down for Kyron Harrison. Pretty good yardage
Pickup
from
of
the
12. Pickup of 12, and that is the end of the first quarter. So there is no score after 1 quarter of play, but Arkadelphia is driving. We'll see what the Badgers can do when we come back for second quarter action in 1 minute.
Locally owned and operated, Welch Funeral Home has been serving the Arkadelphia community since 2005. Our goal at Welch Funeral Home is to offer every family that will allow us to serve them the most caring, dignified, professional service at the most affordable price. With over 40 years of experience in the funeral home industry, owner Tim Welch and Welch Funeral Home have also been longtime supporters of the Arkadelphia Badgers and Lady Badgers. Contact Welch Funeral Home at 870-230-1400 or visit them at 202 South 4th Street near downtown Arkadelphia.
Everyone's known for something. Ours is simple. At the Southwest Auto Collection and iDriveSWA.com, you get the absolute lowest price on America's best brands: Ford, Lincoln, Chevy, GMC, Buick, and Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. The best selection and the lowest prices guaranteed. And we deliver anywhere in the state, plus tires for life. It really is that simple. Visit us today, the Southwest Auto Collection, I-30.
Arkadelphia back to action. Running to the right side is Kai Harrison. He's inside the 20, looking for more space to the 15. Breaks the tackle at the 10 and goes all the way to the 5. First down and goal.
Line on the play, opening up a whole double team on the right side of the offensive line. Really opened that one up. It was between, I think, Lawson and Cotton there, the right side of the line, opening up a big hole for Harrison to run through, and took advantage of it, getting down to the 5.
17-yard carry, and it's first down and goal, Arkadelphia. Just into the second quarter, no scores so far. Running play by Harrison. He's hit, but he'll struggle and fall forward. And did he get in? The officials haven't given a signal. I think he's going to be just a foot short.
Yeah, just barely short of the goal line there. Trying to fall in over the defender, but I think his knee probably hit the ground before the ball crossed the line. So it's going to be a really short second and goal here.
From the 1-foot line, Arkadelphia will give Harrison one more chance, and Harrison will walk into the end zone. Touchdown, Arkadelphia. The Badgers are on the board with 11:04 left in the second quarter.
Yeah, Harrison thinking he had some space to walk in the end zone there, and the Harmony Grove defenders decided to bring him to the ground anyways, but they're just gonna give him a normal touchdown there. 6 points for the Badgers, and that's the way to start the second quarter for Arkadelphia.
Arkadelphia gets the first points of the game, and now they'll try the extra point. Badgers line up for the kick. Savage's kick is up, and it is no good. Pulled it to the left, and so Arkadelphia 6, Harmony Grove 0, 11:04 left in the second quarter, and we'll be back in 1 minute. We'll keep it right here for a little while longer. And just talk about that drive. Arkadelphia really got it going. Only the second possession, Jack, of the game for Arkadelphia, and they had a nice 77-yard drive.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I'll take it. I mean, took a little bit longer than probably Badger fans would have anticipated, but nonetheless, a good explosive drive. Nothing like except normal that you've seen from the Badgers this season. Explosive plays from the quarterback and the running back highlighted on that drive with the Kyron Harrison touchdown capping it off, getting into the end zone. Now the Badger defense is going to come back out and try and get another stop, as we saw the Badger defense do a really good job in the first half, and hope to see the same right here.
Harmony Grove gave up 28 points last week in a loss to Bauxite. Before that, the week before that, they gave up 29 in a loss to Malvern. Arkadelphia has only had the ball twice, but they did score on the second possession. Some good running. They've also thrown the ball some tonight, but some of the pass plays have turned into scrambles for Thomas, and he's very dangerous in that spot as well. Savage lines up for the kickoff. Harmony Grove will have 3 players deep. Arkadelphia with a 6-0 lead. We'll see Savage put a foot into it. It's going to be a line drive shot deep, though, to the 6-yard line. Return to the 15. Ooh, a big hit short of the 20-yard line, and Arkadelphia's all over it.
That was a big hit.
Trey Bledsoe on the hit. I mean, he just stopped him in his tracks.
And you see a lot of times on kickoffs, guys come from the outside and just are normally just miss the kickoff man, but with so much momentum, that time Trey Bledsoe making 100% contact on the returner that time, and you hear the oohs and ahs in the crowd. A huge hit by him and forcing Harmony Grove to now start inside their own 20.
Yeah, they gave him a kind of a generous spot to the 19, but that's still great kickoff coverage. And so 81 yards to go for the Harmony Grove offense. Now this offense got 2 first downs on its first possession, 1 first down on its second possession. They have no points, however, and they have an offense that does eat up time. So Arkadelphia has only had the ball twice and scored a touchdown on the second possession that the Badgers had. Diamond T formation, run to the right side, but Arkadelphia defends it very, very well, and you see everybody up close. So Harmony Grove, Caleb, I would think at some point might just try to shoot a pass deep as they've got man-to-man coverage and everybody's close to the line of scrimmage.
They do have man-to-man, but you know what? How Arkadelphia, or just the lack of experience Harmony Grove has in passing, and Arkadelphia does have a good secondary. although they are man-to-man in that area, I'm not sure that we will see a
Yeah,
pass.
I agree. I don't think
Harmony Grove will pass unless they have to.
I'm not saying it'll work. I'm just saying that they could try it, as Arkadelphia has everybody in the box right now. Harmony Grove's thrown, their quarterback has thrown 26 passes on the year. Here is a run to the right side, a little bit more yardage, but it's a big third down coming, and they're going to need about 5 yards.
Another generous spot, too. That time, the ball carrier getting about 5 yards on the play, going to bring up 3rd and 4, but a good push and just jumping and trying to get in as many yards as they can. Now, a really good spot that Harmony Grove, likes to be in, 3rd and about medium now. Definitely going to see them go to the ground again, and a very crucial 3rd down play to try to continue this drive.
Great thing about the kick coverage is that they're not in a position to go for it on 4th down. They're going to have to get 4 yards right here or punt the ball back to Arkadelphia. Williams at quarterback will hand off, and that running back will have nowhere to go. They're going to pick him up and carry him back to the backfield. You cannot keep your legs churning if they're in the air.
Yeah, that was a great job there by the defensive line, first of all, and then the linebackers cleaning it up and really helping stop them up. Coming up with that 3rd down stop, and now Harmony Grove's going to have to punt it, and Arkadelphia, in the situation they're in right now, are going to have a chance to return it.
Harmony Grove will kick the ball away. At least they'll line up to do that.
Now, I bet Arkadelphia is going to go for a block here. This Harmony Grove punter, they were going for a block, but they're going to jump off sides, give them a 1st down.
Well, that is unfortunate for the Badgers because it was 4th and 4. 4th and 4, they were going to get good field position, but instead, Harmony Grove will keep the ball. So this is part of their game plan, and they practice it, and it worked that time. From the 30-yard line, 1st down and 10, Harmony Grove.
Getting another opportunity here, Harmony Grove is. Definitely their players are going to be excited to get back out on the field, getting a 1st down and continuing to move down the field. And once again, as we see the clock continue to go down, that's exactly what they do, and that's what they've been doing all night, is getting the clock to go down.
Williams at quarterback has 3 running backs behind him. He's under center. Everybody tight formation. They'll run to the right side this time and get 3 yards, maybe close to 4 with a good spot. Now this time they're not lining up wide receivers wide. They're just lining up a tight formation, and it's student body left and right.
Right. Yeah. But, yeah, in that tight formation, Arkadelphia is putting in 7 down linemen and 4 linebackers to take care of it. And so really packing some guys up front, and that's keeping Harmony Grove from getting much of a push on the defensive line, and the linebackers just able to pick it up.
From the 33-yard line, 2nd down and 7 for Harmony Grove. They're going to run to the right side again. Boy, they like that side, and they're going to have good yardage. They just struggle and push. And off right tackle, again, all the way out to the Harmony Grove 48-yard line. What a big gain of 15 yards.
That was a huge push by the offensive line. They really got, I guess, amped up for that play and pushed Arkadelphia's defensive line back for a huge gain. So I think all credit on that play goes to the offensive line from Harmony Grove.
Well, they've got a stable of running backs who share the load. 4 guys coming in with over 200 yards and nobody with more than 232 yards on the year. From the 48-yard line, 1st down and 10. And they're going to run to the right side again, but this time Arkadelphia is there, and there's no gain. On the carry that time, and he had nowhere to go, was J.C. Harrison.
And Landon Kewen coming in and getting the tackle on the play just immediately. As soon as the back gets the ball, Landon just ran right over him, not allowing any yards whatsoever. Not what you want on a 1st down play, and now that back comes out of the game, but definitely a good play for the Badgers on the 1st down.
Loss of 1. 2nd down, 11 yards to go. Arkadelphia 6, Harmony Grove 0, 6:50 left. Clock running. We're in the 2nd quarter. Harmony Grove has been able to make 1st downs and run the clock. Now they're going to send 1 man out wide to the left side. And they are going to run the ball, and it's going to be a gain of about 1. It looked like he was going to pass, or maybe he was just faking the pass, but he could not get around a really fine young player for the Arkadelphia Badgers. On the tackle for Arkadelphia was
Jay-Sean
Davis. I got to update my roster. Jay-Sean Davis.
Yeah, Davis did a great job there jumping in. He's playing outside linebacker, but a lot of these plays when Harmony Grove goes with a tight offensive set. He's jumping up to the defensive line, to the line of scrimmage, and that time he jumped in the backfield right around the left tight end and made the tackle. So nice job by Davis.
Third down, 10 yards to go. 5:57 left, clock running. Arkadelphia may only get 3, perhaps 4 possessions the entire first half. Timeout called by Harmony Grove. Well, they're going to stop the clock this time because they want to talk about it one more time. This time they've got to have 10 yards. That plays into the hands of the Arkadelphia Badgers, and we'll see if Arkadelphia can get the ball back when we come back in 30 seconds.
At Eccles, Thompson, and Kneebone CPA, we seek to provide accounting, tax, and financial planning services to individuals and small businesses with proficiency and integrity. Serving Arkadelphia since 1977, our staff looks forward to meeting your financial goals of today and also becoming your financial advocate for life. Visit us at 205 North 25th Street or call 246-8991 today. Eccles, Thompson, and Kneebone LTD says Go Badgers.
We are in the big town of Haskell, Arkansas, growing as Benton, Bryant, the whole area grows. Bauxite as well, and Harmony Grove has a good football team, but they're trailing Arkadelphia 6-0. 5:52 left. We are in the second quarter tonight. Harmony Grove has been eating up a lot of clock so far in the ballgame. Arkadelphia has only had the possession twice, and they scored on the second possession for the only score of the game. Harmony Grove right now faces a 3rd down and 10, however, at its own 48-yard line. They're going to send 2 receivers wide to the left side. Williams at quarterback will see another receiver go wide, and they're going to throw a little screen out to him. He's got a little bit of yardage, but not much. Arkadelphia responds very well, and the tackle's made at the 50.
Yeah, perfect read of that play by Kyron Harrison. He ran over with the guy in motion there, saw the screen coming. No one picked him up on the block, and he made a great open field tackle, just as you'd expect the senior to do. He was all-state linebacker last year, and making a big play there once again. Be 4th and long, and we might see a punt coming in from Harmony Grove.
Harmony Grove lined up for a punt moments ago and pulled Arkadelphia offsides, got a first down out of it, but this time they need 8 yards. And so we do think we'll see a punt, and Arkadelphia probably going to be a little bit more careful. Not jump off sides. Here's a little bit of a high snap, but he's got it. Kick is away. Arkadelphia does have a man deep, but it's going to bounce, and it will roll inside the 10 and roll sideways now, so it's going to die at about the 9-yard line. Arkadelphia has the possession, Jack. They just got a long way to go.
Yeah, and I mean, we saw the exact same thing on their last offensive drive, going down the field 70-something yards, I want to believe. The Badgers did on their first touchdown drive, but now coming in again, going to have to go a little bit longer than that with just a little under 5 minutes left here in the second quarter. But with this explosive offense and playmakers that the Badgers have, I definitely believe that they can do so.
Yeah, they have spotted the ball. It looks like the 9-yard line. We're a little lower than most stadiums, but a nice facility here. And on first down, a running play. Here is Thomas keeping the ball. Up the middle, he'll get a little bit of yardage out across the 10. Short gain, though.
That time, Buster Thomas getting the carry. Just trying to take it up the middle. Just nothing doing on the play that time. What the Badgers have done so well tonight is just running out in space, whether it be on the right or the left side, getting the playmakers in space with a chance to make some action happen, and that's what they normally do best.
Ball between the 11 and 12-yard line, a gain of about 2.5. Here's Thomas. He'll fake a handoff. He'll want to run. He has hit in the backfield. He'll escape that tackle, but then Harmony Grove will converge, and it's going to be 3rd down and long.
Yeah, and a flag on the play as well in the backfield. Could be a blocking penalty against the Badgers, which will bring him even further back. So would not be a good situation for Arkadelphia. And so it's a tough choice, actually, for Harmony Grove to make. Are they going to pick a 2nd and 10-plus yards, or are they going to pick a 3rd and 10?
And I think they have declined it. I believe they're going to leave the ball at the 11-yard line, so it's going to be 3rd down and 8 yards to go. From the 11, Arkadelphia has 1 shot at a first down here, not 4-down territory, but what a dangerous offense it has been. Thomas is at quarterback. Of course, Cannon Turner out injured. Here is a running play, and this is a good run by Harrison. He's going to have first down yardage across the 20 to the 23, 24-yard line. A good run by Kai Harrison.
And that's Kyron Harrison's yak ability there, running through through the defender there to get yards after contact and pick up the first down. If that guy had been able to tackle him in the open field, it would have been a fourth down for Arkadelphia. But Kyron Harrison running through the contact, such a big, stout running back, and able to pick up the first down for Arkadelphia.
Great tackler on defense and hard to tackle when he's on offense. So a 13-yard run on 3rd down and 8. Here is Thomas. Up the middle he goes, and he's got a gain across the 30 to the 32-yard line.
And that time Thomas just faking the handoff to Harrison. You see the defense really just keening in on Harrison, expecting him to get the ball every time that he does. Ends up being a long gain, but that time Thomas seeing that from the defense and keeping himself, getting just a yard short, I believe, of the first down, but nonetheless a good run from the quarterback.
They're going to spot it at the 33, so it is 2nd down, 1 yard to go. And it will be a pass play. They want to look deep, but they'll throw short. Here's Harrison. He's got a little bit of room. To the 35, he'll go to the 40-yard line down there, but a good gain and a first down.
Yeah, and that's a big hit from Harrison once again from running back. And he's putting in bigger hits from running back than he is at linebacker in this game, and so
wow.
So anyway, he's a guy that likes contact. He's not Coach Eldridge. Whenever Kyron Harrison was a freshman, I asked him about this. I told him it doesn't look like Harrison's scared to be playing football as a freshman out there, and he told me Harrison has 3 older brothers that roughed him up a little bit as a kid. He's not scared of anyone.
He is not, and he'll make some yardage this time, covered up by defenders, but he'll fall forward to the 44-yard line. That's still a pickup of 4. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, I honestly would not want to go up against Kyron Harrison really anywhere, but especially not on a football field, as we see once again that time just throwing guys off him and just pushing other guys to the ground. Definitely at the small and powerful running back that he is, really a force for the Badgers.
Thomas wants to throw. He looks deep. Nobody open, so he's going to run. He'll dart up the middle. He'll spin. He'll break 2 tackles, and he'll go across the 50, across the 45 to the 44-yard line of Harmony Grove.
Yeah, it looks like Harmony Grove's got a guy spying on Thomas every play. They have a defensive lineman dropping back to watch him, try to make sure he can't scramble, but Thomas just spun right around him and able to pick up a first down. So Buster Thomas, a shifty guy, hard to bring down.
12-yard gain, 1st down and 10. Arkadelphia once again in Harmony Grove territory. Thomas wants to run again. He's hit in the backfield, and this time he will not escape as they will converge on him, and there's a loss on the play of about 5. Boy, good penetration that time. Harmony Grove, guys, they play very, very hard. Timeout called with 2:02 left in the 2nd quarter. Arkadelphia 6, Harmony Grove 0, and we'll be back in 30 seconds.
For over 75 years, Mary and Martha's Florist and Gifts on Main Street in Arkadelphia has served the people of Arkadelphia and her surrounding communities, providing a wide variety of floral and gift needs. Do you have a special occasion that calls for just the right touch of creativity? Join the many who call David Goodman at Mary and Martha's to create a floral arrangement to fit their needs and budget. Call Mary and Martha's at 870-246-2446 or visit their location at 921 Main Street in Arkadelphia. Mary and Martha's Florist is a proud supporter of the Arkadelphia Badgers.
Arkadelphia faces a 2nd down and 14 after that loss of 4 back to the 48-yard line of Harmony Grove. This is 4-down territory for the Badgers, though, as they look to increase their lead. It's Arkadelphia 6, Harmony Grove 0, 2:02 left in the 1st quarter. And on 2nd down, Thomas at quarterback. Harrison is his running back. He's going to pitch it to Harrison. He's going to try to get wide. Now he cuts inside, makes a nice move. He's got a gain, and he's going to push his way up to the 40-yard line. That's a nice gain of 8 yards.
Yeah, it was a really good job from Jay Sean Davis on the block there. Davis is playing the H-back position there, the fullback, and he made a great block to open up a hole for Harrison to get a good yardage and bring Arkadelphia back into a 3rd and reasonable situation.
You are seeing or hearing the Harmony Grove crowd excited about the defense's play, but Arkadelphia is still on a nice drive. Here is a pass into the flat. Pfeiffer gets a nice block, and he's got yardage down the sideline. There's a first down inside the 30 near the 25-yard line.
Yeah, good run and catch that time from Pfeiffer, just getting the ball out on the left side. Thomas doing a good job of looking down to the left side and seeing his open receiver, connecting with him, and Pfeiffer just running past that defense on the sideline and being able to pick up the first down, more important than anything else, and get these chains moving once more with just over a minute left.
The play-action screen passes are working really well for the Badgers here early. You got to be really careful of Buster Thomas on the ground and defenders committing to him on the play action, thinking it's a run option play, and Thomas just hits him on the screen, and that's another first down picked up on the play.
Got 12 yards on 3rd down and 6. Now it's 1st down and 10. Arkadelphia at the 28-yard line. Here is a run right up the hash mark. A good run by Harrison. They're going to chop him down at the 15, but it's another first down.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, that safety from Harmony Grove, his name's Logan Hubbard, number 5, is really good tackler in the open field. He's made a couple of big hits in the passing game to break up passes and a couple big hits on Harrison to bring him down in the open field. It's not easy to do, and Hubbard's not a big guy either, but he's a big hitter, and he's done well at safety.
Got 14 yards on the play. Now a first down run by Harrison. He's hitting the backfield. He will be tackled. There's some good tackling going on. Harmony Grove is fundamentally sound, just outmanned a bit by Arkadelphia right now. There was a flag on the play. We'll see what that is. So far, Arkadelphia has had most of the penalties in this game, and it looks like they may have picked up another one. Going to be a false start against Arkadelphia. Going to move him back 5 yards. Still 1 minute left, but Arkadelphia trying to use up the rest of the second quarter here and get a touchdown in the process. Arkadelphia 6, Harmony Grove 0. And a game that has gone by very quickly here in the first half. Ball spotted now at the 20-yard line. Well, guys, that's a 6-yard penalty, but okay. It's going to be first down and 16. Yeah, they've got to go to the 4 for a first down. First down and 16. They spotted the ball at the 20, and Arkadelphia will line up. Now they're going to move it. There you go, guys. They fixed it. The ball is back to the 19 now. That's where it should be. Thank you.
Nice.
First down 15. I like it when mistakes are corrected. That's great. From the 14-yard line on 1st and 15, Arkadelphia will keep it with Thomas. He will go up the middle. He's got some good yardage inside the 10-yard line. Option play that time, Caleb, and good yardage.
Yeah, it was a nice little gain there from Thomas up the middle in the read option. Not as much of a power runner as the normal quarterback Cannon Turner is, but Thomas able to, be a little shifty up there up the middle and make a guy miss in the hole for a nice little gain.
Timeout with 46 seconds left. Arkadelphia 6, Harmony Grove 0. Badgers have 2nd down and 5 from the 9-yard line of Harmony Grove when we come back in 30 seconds.
Thanks for meeting me here.
No problem. Farm Bureau Insurance has local agents making this kind of thing real easy.
Well, your auto insurance has saved me a lot on old Becky here.
Harold, your dog swallowed the remote again.
Who's that?
Older Becky.
Oh. Ugh.
Real service, real people. That's Farm Bureau Insurance.
Call Clark County Farm Bureau today at 870-246-4554.
Get back to the line of scrimmage, looking to have a 2-touchdown lead at halftime. Right now it's 6-0 Arkadelphia. But the ball's at the 9-yard line of Harmony Grove. 2nd down, 5 yards to go. Thomas is the quarterback. Harrison to his right. He is going to keep it. Rolls to his right, looking to the end zone. Nobody open. He'll run it. He's to the 5, and he's tackled there. That's a good gain, but not a first down. It's going to be 3rd and 1.
Yeah, 3rd and 1. The clock keeps running down. Seconds now, and we're going to see a timeout called by Arkadelphia.
Arkadelphia will call timeout. Ooh, they spot the ball at the 6. So it is 3rd down and 2. And that will be the case when we come back. Arkadelphia 6, Harmony Grove 0. 30 seconds left in the quarter. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Brian Bridges Roofing would like to thank the Arkadelphia community for its loyalty over the years. Operating in Arkadelphia for 47 years, the Bridges family has owned and operated the business and has built great relationships with local businesses such as Hardman Lumber and local insurance companies such as Austin Wingfield State Farm, Chad Kesterson Shelter Insurance, and Clark County Farm Bureau Insurance. We also send a special Go Badgers to our favorite Badger, our little brother, number 22, Trey Bledsoe. Go Badgers from Brian Bridges Roofing, 870-245-8268.
The next play will be the 15th play of the drive for Arkadelphia. It started at the 9-yard line of the Badgers. Right now it's 3rd down and 2 for Arkadelphia at the 6-yard line of Harmony Grove with 30 seconds left in the first half. Running play, Harrison hitting the backfield. He'll struggle forward. He'll make some yardage. It just depends on the spot. And a flag goes down as well on the far side.
The flag down right around the snap there. So let's see if it's a illegal formation or a false start kind of play or even an offsides against against the Cardinals. Let's see what it is.
It's going to be against Arkadelphia. They're going to decline it and make it 4th down. And they spotted it right at the 5, so it's 4th down and 1. You can bet Arkadelphia.
They got a decision to make.
Yeah, 25 seconds left. They haven't put the play. Now they're going to run the clock. Arkadelphia is going to line up and go for it. No field goal here. Arkadelphia will line up and go for it on 4th down and 1. They'll send a man in motion. They'll line up. They'll get set, and they'll run it to Harrison. Harrison to the 5, to the 1. Touchdown, Arkadelphia.
It's a huge play on 4th down for Kyron Harrison to get in the end zone.
And a flag is down on the far side once again. Same far side, the last two. Let's see. This might again be a false start.
And Arkadelphia is scrambling so much to get in formation there, trying to get to the line of scrimmage, and it will be.
Wow, down to 11 seconds left now.
And Arkadelphia, I don't think they had to scramble so much to get into formation on that play. They had time. They decided to really get running, trying to get a play in, and they had time to set up and calm down a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not sure where the false start was. I thought everybody was set, but somebody moved, and so they'll mark it to the 10, and now they're going to have to put some time back on the clock because it went down to 9.5. I think there's going to be 11 seconds left. Yeah, they're going to say 11 seconds left. 11.1 is what the scoreboard's going to show. But it's 4th down, so Arkadelphia's got one play to make a 1st down or to get in the end zone. Here's a running play, and here is Harrison. He's hit at the 10. He'll make it only to the 8-yard line, and that is going to end the drive for Arkadelphia with 5 seconds left. And now there's a flag down at the end of the play. Flag down at the end of the play, and I'm not sure what it's going to be, but unless it's against Harmony Grove, it's not going to matter much as only 5 seconds remain in the first half. Was a good defensive response for Harmony Grove on the run by Harrison. They do have one player who I think has perhaps a cramp. He's down on the field. The officials are talking about it, so we'll keep it here to see where they're going to spot the ball. Going to be unsportsmanlike against Harmony Grove. That's the signal I just saw. I don't think the home crowd realizes it yet, but that was unsportsmanlike against Harmony Grove.
Will that give Arkadelphia another play here?
Unsportsmanlike against Harmony Grove, but it is a 1st down because it's a dead ball foul after the 4th down play. They'll just go half the distance to the goal, and it won't matter with only 5 seconds left. Arkadelphia has no timeouts. So from the 4-yard line, Harmony Grove has the football. Well, Arkadelphia's throwing pitching a shutout so far, but it's still not a good feeling for the Badgers at only 6-0 here. 5 seconds left before halftime. 5.6 seconds left. Harmony Grove, I think, will probably just take a knee. They're going to line up in victory formation, in fact. And they will take a knee and let the clock run out. 1 second, and that's it. We have reached halftime at Jimmy Red Parker Field at Harmony Grove in Haskell, Arkansas. And it is Arkadelphia 6, Harmony Grove 0. We'll be back with the halftime show in 2 minutes.
Call State Farm agent Austin Wingfield at 870-246-2162 today.
Turner, Rogers, Manning & Plyler CPA is a longtime supporter of the Arkadelphia Public School District. Turner, Rogers, Manning & Plyler has established a reputation for providing clients with outstanding services that include auditing, accounting, and tax and business consulting. Contact Turner, Rogers, Manning & Plyler today at 870-246-4563 or by visiting them at 305 Professional Park Drive in Arkadelphia. Turner, Rogers, Manning & Plyler says, "Go Badgers!"
Doctors Gary and Rob Rucker are proud sponsors of this Arkadelphia Badger broadcast. Dr. Gary and Rob Rucker supporting the Badgers since 1996.
Citizens Bank was established by a group of local business leaders who shared a vision of creating a bank that would be committed to serving working people. Over the years, we have expanded our services, locations, and technology, but we make every effort to stay true to our roots. Citizens Bank is owned by local shareholders and governed by a local board of directors, most of whom live, work, and invest alongside our customers. We continue to take pride in a heritage of independence that honors the vision of our founders, and we remain dedicated to the financial progress of the people we serve.
Welcome back to Benton, Arkansas, Haskell, Arkansas, to Harmony Grove High School. It is halftime, and your score is Arkadelphia 6, Haskell Harmony Grove 0. Chris Babb, Jack Bennington, Caleb Bird, and Caleb, we talked about at on the pregame show that as Harmony Grove comes into this game, their plan is to keep the ball as long as they have, and that's as long as they can, and that's exactly what they've done. The positive is Arkadelphia is really wanting to get into that end zone, get some points on the board, then you get the ball coming out of the second half. But Harmony Grove's offense, as the Arkadelphia band sets up, and we will talk until they get set up and then bring that to you. But Harmony Grove's offense has done what they wanted to do in the first half.
Yeah, Harmony Grove wanted to run the clock down, give Arkadelphia as little time as possible on offense, and keep the score close, and that's exactly what they did. Only 6-0 at halftime. That's a huge victory, I think, for Harmony Grove, looking at halftime score. If you could have told the Harmony Grove coach before the game, I'll let you skip to halftime, but you'll be down 6-0, I think he'd take it. And so at this point, Harmony Grove's got to be really happy with that performance in the first half, and Arkadelphia, Coach Eldridge, I think, is going to have to light a fire under this team and say, guys, let's get going. Let's get some more points on the board and put in a good performance. I think this game for Coach Eldridge is, of course, you need to win the game. You want to win the game, but this is a game I think they expect to win. So the question is, how well are we going to win the game? Are we going to execute everything perfectly, or are we going to have some mistakes that we have to clean up? And so the way he preaches every week is you want this week to be better than last week and the next week to be better than this week. And so far, I'm not sure if we're seeing too much of an improvement.
Arkadelphia leads at halftime, 6-0, missed an extra point. Jack, we'll get to you in a minute, but now let's turn it over to the halftime show from the Arkadelphia Badger Pride Marching Band, and they will bring their 2019 competition show that they will perform tomorrow at the championship at The Rock in Little Rock.
Ladies and gentlemen, Arkadelphia Public Schools is proud to present for your halftime entertainment your 2016, 2017, and 2018 state marching champions, the Arkadelphia High School Badger Pride Marching Band. The Arkadelphia Badger Pride Marching Band will be presenting their 2019 competition show, sponsored this year by Southern Bancorp of Arkadelphia, entitled Out of Reach, The Fall of Tantalus. Now, ladies and gentlemen, under the field direction of Colson McKinney, the Arkadelphia High School Badger Pride Marching Band.
It wasn't always like this. I was once a king, a child of the gods. I was the favored one. My flight to paradise was amazing, but the fall will be horrific. just love my new philosophy. Greed is good. Greed is right. Greed works. Greed clarifies, cuts through, and captures the essence of a favored man. The truth is, greed has marked the upward surge of civilization since the beginning of time. Simply put, it's never enough. I want it all. So here I am, cursed for all eternity with an unquenchable hunger and thirst. My arrogance and greed triggered the full wrath of the gods. How I hate them! I would spit in Zeus's face, but I'm so parched that it would be a meaningless gesture. I can't even look forward to the sweet release of death. Bon appetit, humans.
That was the Arkadelphia High School Badger Pride Marching Band with their competition show. A nice performance again from the Arkadelphia Badger Pride Marching Band. We'll be back with more of the halftime show when we return to Harmony Grove High School after this 2-minute timeout.
Angry Goat Media is home to Follow the Badgers. Get your business booming today with the exceptional web design and development, photography, video production, and graphic design services. Angry Goat Media is the perfect company to get the job done. We're always ready to customize our services to your business requirements, needs, and budget. Angry Goat Media. Innovation, not imitation.
Turner & Turner is a general practice law firm that focuses on consumer protection, personal injury, and civil litigation. To us, the practice of law is about service. Our clients aren't just cases to us. They are people who need our help solving legal issues. Turner & Turner actively supports local civic and charitable groups. Our attorneys will take the time to get to know you, your circumstances, and your goals. Turner & Turner Law Firm. We're in this together. Your team and ours.
The J.R. Eldridge Show, your local source for in-depth discussion of Arkadelphia Badger football. Join the coach of the Arkansas 4A state champion with host Caleb Bird as they recap last week's game, highlight next week's opponent, and give you all the latest conference standings. Tune in to the J.R. Eldridge Show on the Arkadelphia Public Schools YouTube channel and on Sudden League Cable, Channel 10, Tuesday through Thursday nights at 7. The J.R. Eldridge Show is produced by Ouachita Baptist University students.
Price & Company Insurance and Bonds in Arkadelphia is a 100% fully independent agency, meaning that you'll be working with insurance agents who have an in-depth knowledge of multiple insurance products, companies, and guidelines, not just one. Contact Price & Company Insurance and Bonds today for your needs at 1015 Caddo Street in Arkadelphia or by calling 870-246-5573. Price & Company Insurance and Bonds says, "Go Badgers!" Welcome back to Haskell Harmony Grove High School. Jimmy Red Parker Field, as at halftime, your score is Arkadelphia 6, Haskell Harmony Grove 0, as we are in the halftime show. Chris Babb, the Southern Bancorp halftime show. Chris Babb joined now by Jack Bennington. And Jack, as the Badgers come out, they will have the ball to begin the third quarters. They deferred the option in the first half. It's very important for this Badger offense to have a drive, put a drive together, and get some points on the board to make this a two-possession game, because Harmony Grove has showed in the first half that they are going to keep the ball as the Badgers knew the game plan was coming into the game.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're a Badger, you look at that first half and you're just kind of annoyed, honestly. I mean, for the Badgers to come into the game and to, want to put a lot of points on the board and then to go out there and only have 6 in the first half. I think their lowest tally in the first half of any game so far this season. Defense on the defensive side done a great job tonight of not allowing Harmony Grove to get into the end zone, but nonetheless only a 6-point lead, definitely a one-possession ball game, a chance for really either team to get the win if you're looking at the halftime score, but definitely going to want to go into the second half, like you said, Chris, going to have the ball. The Badgers are going to want to come out strong and try and start this second half and try and ignite this Badger crowd and this Badger team to go on for a win.
That's right. The Badgers have been a second-half team. Hearing some of the fans up here say, though, that Harmony Grove is also a second-half team. And when you are the favorite, if you're the underdog, when you're the favorite, you want to put them away. But when you are the underdog, the longer you stay in the game, the more confidence you have that, hey, we're just 1 or 2 plays away from taking this thing. And 12-minute quarters, these quarters are going to go by fast, just as the first half did, Jack.
I believe that. That first half literally only took, real time only took about 30, 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And, I mean, looking at that, you're thinking to yourself, I mean, even if the Badgers did go out and, I mean, the dominating performance on the defensive side, if they came out and put up 30, 40-something points and the mercy rule effect had gone into play, it still would have taken just enough time for that half to go on. But now, going into the second half, like you said, Chris, definitely are not going to want, the Badgers are not going to want Harmony Grove to stick around. They're going to want to put them away. They have those explosive players. Thomas and Harrison have done a great job so far in the first half, but they're at the end of the first half, like we saw, not being able to punch it in 4-6. And we saw how the Harmony Grove fans reacted to that. Definitely, I think everyone on this home sideline believes that they have a chance to win.
Yeah, in a close game like that, you talk about as we want to bring Jim Stillwell. That's tomorrow. Jim Rothwell in for some first half statistics. As you take a look at that possession right before the halftime, Coach Eldridge talks a lot about the possession before breaks being huge. And, Jim, that was one that Harmony Grove got the momentum on that stop on that possession. If you could take us through some of the first half statistics for us.
That stop was real important because that in this type of game, a 2-score lead, getting the ball to start the second half was going to be critical. Harmony Grove, the defense has done a great job. They completed one pass for 2 yards, a little swing pass that they threw to Hilson coming out of the backfield. He had the only reception. They run the ball for just 60 yards on 20 carries. That's 3 yards a carry. You would be pleased with that from a defensive standpoint. The carries have been split between all the different running backs as we expected. 5 of them have around 10 yards. None of them have more than 20 yards total in the half.
Right.
So it just split around there. Again, they've limited mistakes. They've only had 2 penalties and no turnovers. That's been the key of keeping the ball for long periods of time and keeping the Arkadelphia offense off the field. Arkadelphia had the ball 3 times. Harmony Grove, because they got it at the end, had it 4 in that first half. That's not a lot of possessions for either team. For Arkadelphia, great running game. The offensive has moved the ball up and down the field. They just couldn't score, particularly there at the end. Buster Thomas is 3 out of 4 for 28 yards. Kiefer's had 2 catches on the sideline and picked up good yardage on those. And then Harrison had 1 catch for 8 yards. It's been Harrison and Thomas on the carries. Thomas has 10 carries for 80 yards, and Harrison has 11 carries for 85. So 165 yards rushing in the first half. You would normally think, hey, we'll take that.
Right.
It's just that they haven't been able to finish off the drives when they've needed to.
You are in tune to Arkadelphia Badger Football 2019 on Mascot Media. And just after the hour, you're also listening on KSWH 102.5 FM, The Pulse, the student station of Henderson State University. Our thanks to Paul Glover, the sponsor of the KSWH, for his ability to allow Arkadelphia fans who don't have access to the internet to be able to listen to these games. It is halftime. Arkadelphia 6, Haskell Harmony Grove 0. The teams have made their way back onto the field for their 3-minute post-halftime warm-up, and we'll take a break and come back with second half action. You're watching Arkadelphia Badger Football, and we'll be back with the third quarter after this 2-minute timeout.
Under perfect conditions, your car traveling at 65 miles per hour can stop in about 300 feet. That's the length of a football field.
But a fully loaded tractor trailer, one that weighs 80,000 pounds, will take 2 football fields to stop. And that's if the driver is rested, paying attention, and the truck and load is properly maintained.
If you're in an accident with a big truck, call 1-800-CAR-WRECK.
Get the experienced team that's going to be on your side, by your side.
As a family-owned sporting goods supplier since 1950, Southwest Sporting Goods understands the value of customer service and is committed to providing the best quality customer service and merchandise available. Southwest Sporting Goods is located in Arkadelphia, but also has salesmen that cover the entire state of Arkansas to help ensure that their customers will receive the best customer service and pricing that can be found. Southwest Sporting Goods, located in downtown Arkadelphia, supporting the Badgers since 1950.
What if a bank didn't just make home loans, but taught responsible home ownership? What if a bank didn't just make business loans, but actually trained successful entrepreneurs? And what if a bank didn't just help you use credit, but helped you build and repair it? That would be a different kind of bank. Southern Bancorp, a bank on a mission to be wealth builders for everyone. Learn how you can bank differently at banksouthern.com/whatif.
Finally got me, Ben.
What's that, Rick?
The Clark Street crater, the mother of all potholes. For decades, it's tormented the people of this town. They try to fill it, but it always returns. Got me good.
But you know State Farm's got you, too.
You ain't nothing.
Are you trash talking a pothole?
Yeah. Yeah, I am.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right. State Farm.
Call State Farm agent Austin Wingfield at 870-246-2162 today.
What if a bank didn't just make home loans, but taught responsible home?
Second half action coming your way here in just a moment. This is Jeff Root along with me. Jack Bennington and Caleb Bird's going to rejoin us here in just a moment. He happened to see his old youth minister and decided to go say hi. You can't complain about that, Jack. That certainly is worth a hello. We've also seen a few people that we've known from Arkadelphia venture to the home side to watch the band here at halftime. Another great job by the state champion Arkadelphia High School marching band. Now they've gone back to the visitor side, and Jack, it is one full visitor side here at Harmony Grove. Arkadelphia, of course, travels well, and they've filled up the visitor side tonight.
Yeah, I mean, every time the Badgers go on the road, it doesn't matter if they're in Malvern 20 miles away or they're up in northwest Arkansas playing somebody, you're definitely going to have a big traveling crowd from the Badgers, definitely faithful and loyal to their team, going really anywhere to go see them play. And see the same thing tonight. These Badger fans definitely going to want to see the Badgers come out here in the second half and play a little bit better on the offensive end. I mean, going out only putting 6 points up in the first half, the lowest that we've seen from the Badgers so far this season in the first half. But coming out now and receiving the second half kickoff, going to want to see some action here from them.
Arkadelphia had only 3 possessions in the first half because the clock just kept running with a lot of Harmony Grove running plays, and Arkadelphia ran the ball quite a bit also. So in those 3 possessions, they punted on the first one after 1 first down. They scored a touchdown on the second one, missed the extra point. The third possession, it was a heartbreaker. Arkadelphia went from its own 9-yard line to the 5-yard line of Harmony Grove, but punted or went for it and didn't make it on 4th down. And here is an onside kick. Arkadelphia trying to recover it, and I believe the Badgers have, as Harrison wrestled the ball away from a Harmony Grove player. So Arkadelphia has the possession at the Harmony Grove 48-yard line. Onside kick attempt was close but unsuccessful. Yeah. Arkadelphia, as I said, had a 16-play drive at the end of the second quarter and did not result in points. So the Badgers now, with what would be a 49-yard drive, want to punch it in and make it a 2-possession lead.
I think it was really fortunate for the Badgers that Harrison was the one there recovering that kickoff, because I don't think anyone else on the team would have been able to do it. He really snatched the ball out of the hands of the Harmony Grove player, and as he was falling to the ground, and so Harrison, the only guy with enough strength to be able to do that kind of play.
First down, Arkadelphia, 49-yard line of Harmony Grove, and they're going to send Harrison in motion and a keeper. Here is Thomas on first down. Here's a good broken tackle. He'll fall forward to the 41-yard line. That's a nice gain of 8 on first down.
Yeah, good job from Thomas that time, just evading some tacklers and getting a couple of yards. It looks like we're going to have a flag down on the play.
Oh, my, we've had some of those tonight. Let's see what it's going to be. Arkadelphia was hampered by penalties, had a touchdown called back on that long 16-play drive that did not result in points, and now Arkadelphia is backing up. Looks like it's going to be a call against Arkadelphia, and it's going to be holding against the Badgers. My goodness.
Yeah, Arkadelphia's got to really be careful now, because so many penalties in the first quarter really hampered them, kept them from scoring a touchdown. They got in the end zone, but a false start called them back out of the end zone, and so Arkadelphia's really got to be careful with these penalties. They got to get their hand in the game and show a little bit of this experience they do have out on the field and keeping them from doing so many penalties.
So after they mark it off, because it was a gain, it is not going to be 1st and 20 here, but only 1st and 14. They'll mark it back to the 47-yard line of Arkadelphia. First down and 14 for the Badgers. And on first down, they're handed to Harrison. He's hit, but he'll escape that tackler. He'll go to the 45-40, to the 30. He might make it to the 20, to the 10. Harrison is in the end zone, and I do not see a flag.
That's exactly what you want to see. Your star running back, your star player, giving him a chance to make a play, as we're going to see it on the replay here. Kyron Harrison getting the handoff and making a couple guys miss, jumping over some guys, and finally breaking into space, going all the way down the field for a Badger touchdown. Exactly what you want to see coming out into the second half and getting some points on the board.
I'm not sure how Harrison managed to stay on his feet there, as he almost looked like he was a ballerina in the hole. He was standing on his tiptoes, 1 foot about at waist level as he danced around a tackler, and he stayed on his feet and got a long run after that for a touchdown.
Badgers go for 2. They give it to Ricky Rogers. They're pushing forward but not going to make it. Good work by the interior line of Harmony Grove, and Arkadelphia fails on the 2-point conversion, but the Badgers have a 2-possession lead now at 12-0 over Harmony Grove. 11:42 left. We're in the third quarter tonight of a hard-fought game. Harmony Grove tackles well, Caleb, but they couldn't make the tackle that time.
Yeah, that's been their hallmark in the first half, was fundamental play on both defense and offense, but especially fundamental tackling on defense. But Harrison, just such a hard guy to bring down, and when he's able to bounce out of a tackle like that, he's got the speed to burst through the defense and get the touchdown. So that showed a lot of versatility at the running back position from Kyron Harrison.
So Arkadelphia scored from 53 yards out on a run by Harrison. That came after a 16-play drive, did not result in points at the end of the second quarter. So the Badgers get a nice start to the third quarter and lead it by 2 possessions. Now the defense will come out and try to continue to throw a shutout tonight against this Diamond T offense of Harmony Grove. Here's the kick, and a flag goes down to stop the play, and they're going to back it up by 5 and try it again. Arkadelphia had a player get a little bit too excited about getting downfield and making a tackle, and he beat the kicker to the football. So it's going to be a new kickoff from the 35.
I don't know if it's the water or the lights or like the kind of turf, but it's very uncharacteristic for the Badgers to make so many mistakes tonight. As we've seen so far, definitely some self-inflicted wounds that the Badgers have made, but once again going to try again on the kickoff.
Yeah, that time I think somebody got a little bit too much adrenaline and just lost track of running in front of the kicker that time, and so it's a 5-yarder against Arkadelphia. Now Harmony Grove is really hoping for a nice return and good field position, but Arkadelphia has defended the kickoff very well tonight. 1 tackle inside the 20-yard line on a kickoff in the first half. We'll see this time. Mr. Savage will put a foot into it, and it's a long kick. It'll be bouncing inside the 10. It'll go to the 1 in. It just did make it to the end zone. Cannot return a kickoff out of the end zone, so they'll put the ball at the 20-yard line, first down and 10.
Yeah, fortunate there from Harmony Grove. The kick did just barely roll in the end zone, because I'll tell you what, that's a live ball at the 1-yard line. Either team could pick it up. And I don't know if you saw college football last week. I think Tulsa, same kind of situation there. The team Tulsa was playing, tried to let the ball roll in the end zone. Tulsa picked it up and scored a touchdown on the kickoff. And so, Arkadelphia may be hoping for that kind of situation there. But Harmony Grove, fortunate. The ball did roll into the red end zone there.
Really good job by Savage. It was a deeper kickoff than they expected, and they just couldn't get it to in position to field it. From the 20-yard line, first down for Harmony Grove. Diamond T formation, a handoff right up the middle, and a bit of a gain before Arkadelphia will push him back. Arkadelphia pushes back. Harrison in at linebacker. He's playing running back, obviously, tonight, too. But it is a gain. They're going to spot the ball at the 23 for a gain of 3.
These officials really letting the play go on to try and see if Harmony Grove can get forward as many yards as they can. That time, letting the whistle go a little bit longer as the Badgers just drove back the ball carrier that time, but picking up 2 yards on the play, just continuing to try and run through this Badger defense, trying to get successful here.
Second down, 7 yards to go. Harmony Grove at its own 23-yard line. Hunter Williams is the quarterback. He will hand it off. A little bit of misdirection, but it didn't work very well. Gained maybe only a yard. Arkadelphia says that they came up with the ball, but they're going to say he was down. Arkadelphia will not get the vote that time, although several players were lobbying. And they give him a nice spot up to the 25-yard line. Third down and 5.
Yeah, but still, this is a good situation for Arkadelphia. You want to get him off the field here. You want to try to get him on a 3 and out, and then get a chance to score another touchdown. Because in the first half, even though Harmony Grove didn't score, they were able to take. They had 2 6-minute-long drives that really cut down into the clock, and that's the reason Arkadelphia only scored 6 points in the first half. And so Arkadelphia's got to try and get him off the field here.
Tight formation, nobody is wide, running situation for Harmony Grove, and I thought I saw a flag or a whistle. Let's see.
No, that was just a perfect play from the Arkadelphia defensive line. Jason Campbell, first guy on the hit, but there is 5-6 Badgers in on the gang tackle right around the line of scrimmage. So no gain and a great defensive play from Arkadelphia's defense.
That's exactly right. My mistake. The whistle came so fast, but it came fast because they were driving him back into the backfield. And that's a faster whistle than we've seen most of the game tonight. But it was an appropriate one. So it's 4th down, punting situation for Harmony Grove. Down by 12 points in the third quarter. This should not be a situation where you'd feel desperate enough to go for it on 3rd down and 6 from your own 24-yard line. Arkadelphia will send Harrison deep to receive this punt. It's a good snap, and here's the kick. It's a long kick. Harrison will not field it. It'll bounce at the 35, and it will take about a 10-yard bounce and then stop. They're going to mark it at the 26-yard line. 1st down and 10.
Yeah, good job from the Badgers that time to force Harmony Grove to punt on their drive, and the Badgers are going to get the ball back with a chance to put some more points on the board.
Yeah, Arkadelphia's got some good, not terrible field position there. When you let the ball bounce, it could bounce a lot further. We saw one of those kicks bounce earlier all the way down within the 10-yard line. So that was a pretty fortunate bounce for the Badgers to stop there at the 27. And Arkadelphia got a chance for a 73-yard drive. They're 73 yards away from the end zone here. And Badgers wanted to put up some points quickly and try and show a little bit of the dynamicism of this offense.
Long conversation on the far sideline before Arkadelphia's offense came out. I think they got a little bit of a comment from the coach about let's put this away right now. Here's a running play by Thomas. He's got some room. 5, 6, 8 yards, maybe 10. 1st down for Arkadelphia as he nears the 40-yard line.
That was a beautiful job that time from Thomas, just allowing his blockers to do the whole job for him that time, just staying right behind his tackles that time, doing a good job. The offensive line did, moving down the field and allowing the blocks to open up. Thomas did. Finally picking up a 1st down, just following his blockers, allowing to move the chains one more time as the Badgers are going to get a 1st down.
Gain of 12 on the play. 1st down and 10, Arkadelphia at its own 39-yard line. They're going to run it again. This is Harrison to the left side. He's got some room. He's got 5. He's got 10. He's up to the 50-yard line.
Yeah, power play there to the left side, and it was a great lead block from Ricky Rogers to open up that hole for a 1st down run. And it's Arkadelphia. Arkadelphia has a big size advantage on the line of scrimmage, and they're making it count at this point in the game. Big holes opening up for Harrison in the backfield.
12-yard gain. They're going to mark it all the way to the 49-yard line of Harmony Grove. And on 1st down, Arkadelphia will line up, spreading that defense, and it's going to be a running play. This is Thomas. He's hit at the line of scrimmage this time and will perhaps get only 1 yard. I think we see a flag down as well.
We do have a flag on the play.
Still waiting for the official signal, but it looks like it will be a chop block against the defense. So the defense is called, and that is going to be one of the rare penalties against Harmony Grove tonight. Well-disciplined team, but perhaps with Arkadelphia taking control here in the third quarter, a little desperation, and so a major penalty against Harmony Grove. They're going to mark it off all the way to the 34-yard line.
That was a big penalty against the Cardinals, and Arkadelphia has got a chance now with 15 yards further up the field to the 34-yard line now. Want to take advantage of his opportunity, put the ball in the end zone.
Arkadelphia is ahead 12-0. They missed an extra point, then went for 2 and failed to convert that. Arkadelphia will throw the ball, perhaps? No, he's going to run. This is Thomas under some pressure. He's going to make some positive yardage. Either a nice fake, Caleb, or he really did want to throw the ball, but Thomas is always dangerous when he scrambles.
Yeah, they're running a triple option here, but it's a different version of a triple option. Usually triple option, you got 2 backs in the backfield, and you do the read option with the handoff, and you have the pitch option, but this time they do a triple option with the screen pass. That time the screen pass wasn't open. Thomas decided to run it for himself.
Arkadelphia will run the ball again. This is Harrison inside, now outside. He breaks one tackle. He's got 10 yards, and he is shoved out of bounds. They never did get him to the ground, Jack. He's one hard guy to tackle.
It's just not fair. Just looking from the press box as we see Kyron Harrison, whenever he gets into space and whenever he has some momentum, you just kind of want to get out of the way. That time the defender tried to bring Harrison down. He just kind of went to the outside and was able to go as long as he can until he was pushed out of bounds, but nonetheless able to pick up another Badger first down.
2nd and 8, and he got 9 yards. 1st down and 10 now at the 23-yard line of Harmony Grove. We're in the third quarter. Arkadelphia leads by 2 touchdowns. Here's a pass to the flat. It goes to Ricky Rogers Jr., and Ricky will get back to the line of scrimmage, and that is all. The pursuit caught up with him that time. 3 Cardinals on the tackle.
Yeah, that was a good open field tackle on Rogers. Bringing him down for no gain. He's a big guy. Sure, he's hard to bring down, but it's a good job wrapping him up and bringing him to the ground for no gain on the screen pass.
So Arkadelphia on 2nd down and 10 will give it to Pfeiffer on the end around. He's got some room. He's got 5. He might have a first down. He's very close. He might not have quite gotten there, but it's going to be 3rd and short if he didn't make it.
It's a great job to burst through the hole for Pfeiffer and pick up a nice gain there on the end around. Not too big of a hole there, but Pfeiffer hit it really hard and had some great acceleration there. He's had a good night tonight. A couple good screen passes, receptions for first downs, and that time a good gain, and he's got a lot of speed. Smaller guy, but a speedy senior wide receiver.
3rd down, 1 yard to go on the 14-yard line. They will keep it. This is Thomas. He's got room. He's to the 10. He breaks the tackle at the 5. He's still going. The ball is ripped out. It's in the end zone. Is that a live ball? If so, Harmony Grove has recovered it. Let's see what the officials say. It is, in fact, a fumble, and Harmony Grove will take over the possession. He was just maybe a yard from the end zone when it was ripped out.
And that's not at all what you want to see happen. The Badgers getting the momentum in the second half and going all the way down the field and just getting 1 yard short before the ball came out. And now the momentum goes back to Harmony Grove. The Badgers up by 2 possessions here, but nonetheless, these Harmony Grove fans and this team coming out on the field once again, thinking that they can get themselves back in this ball game.
But Buster Thomas is such an electric player to watch. The way he jukes up the field, has a lot of speed. One thing he's got to improve, though, when he makes those juke moves, he cuts around. He tends to throw his arms up, and when he has the football in his arm, that makes it a lot easier to poke out. That's exactly what Harmony Grove did there.
So close to a touchdown, but instead it's a first down for Harmony Grove. A running play and squirting through for a positive gain on the carry that time for Harmony Grove, one of their halfbacks who hasn't carried much tonight, Canyon Clifton.
Yeah, Clifton getting the call that time, just breaking to the left side and eventually just putting his head down and hoping to get some positive yardage that time, just falling forward and picking up a couple yards on the play, and you look to see the Cardinals do the same here again.
From the 23, 2nd down and between 6 and 7 yards to go. We'll say 7. Started at the 20. Running play, nowhere to go. Arkadelphia fighting for the football. They're not going to say it's a fumble, but it is a gain of only an inch or 2. It's going to be 3rd and long, and that's the situation Arkadelphia wants. 3rd and long against a team that has not thrown a pass tonight.
So far in the second half, really, Arkadelphia has not really had any fits with this Cardinal offense. We saw in the first half the Badgers have a little bit of trouble figuring out the misdirection that the Cardinals did on their offense when running the ball, but so far tonight, we haven't really seen that of the Badgers defense really staying on point and hoping to see one more time here on 3rd down.
Hunter Williams is the quarterback. He's only a sophomore. He's not thrown a pass tonight. It's 3rd down and a long 6. He is going to run back and look to throw the ball, and he will throw the ball, and he's got an open receiver deep. Arkadelphia will make the tackle, big tackle by Harrison, but they ran the play deep, and Arkadelphia was looking for the run and didn't cover the pass. Harrison caught up with him and made the tackle before he could get too far downfield, but it's a nice gain for Harmony Grove on its first pass of the night, and a flag is down on the far sideline. Let's see what it's going to be. This might go against Harmony Grove. The first down was up to the Arkadelphia 48-yard line, but
yeah, it looked like it was going to be unsportsmanlike conduct against Harmony Grove. It will be. Yeah, there was no one around the Harmony Grove player there when they threw the flag. Just having some words to the Arkadelphia fans on the Arkadelphia sideline there.
That's going to be a dead ball foul, so they still have the first down, but they lost 15 yards of that big gain.
It's a hugely negative play for Harmony Grove. Even though they're only down 12 points, they hold the ball for such a long time on offense. They've had 2 6-minute long drives with no scores. you can't afford to go backwards. Even though you got a first down, you still can't afford to go backwards.
Oh, they run to the line of scrimmage to line up, and now Hunter Williams is a little confused. Now he's going to go under center, and they'll start the play. It is going to be a handoff to the fullback, and there's not much of a gain, maybe 1 yard on the carry. I'll tell you what, Harrison caught up very quickly once he realized the ball had been thrown behind him.
Yeah, there was no way he was going to be able to outrun Harrison on that play. I thought Harrison might have been able to strip the ball from him. The way Harrison's arm extended about as far back as it could over his head as he went in to club the ball out of Harmony Grove player's hand. And so it's a good job by that receiver from Harmony Grove keeping a hold on it. I'm sure it's pretty hard to keep a hold of the ball when Kyron Harrison comes after it.
Ball's just across the 43. Got about 1.5 yards. We'll say a 2-yard gain. Second down and 8 yards to go. The same dead T formation. And he wants to throw again. He's got an open receiver deep. It's a short throw, and it's broken up by Turner. Nice job by Cole Turner.
Yeah, great coverage that time from Cole Turner. Just getting his arms up and not allowing the receiver to catch the ball. Just making sure he's not coming in contact with the receiver and making a good stop on the play.
Yeah, absolutely no contact there between Turner and the receiver, and can end up with a pretty easy no call there from the official.
So it's third down, 8 yards to go. They've thrown 2 passes, one complete, the other incomplete. That pass just hung up a little bit, took a while to get there, and Turner had time to cover it. And now whistle blows, and a timeout has been called by Harmony Grove. They want to talk about this. Down by 2 touchdowns, Harmony Grove needs this drive with only 4 minutes left in the third quarter. They're going to talk about what to do on third down and 8, and so we're going to take a break. It's Arkadelphia 12, Harmony Grove 0. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Locally owned and operated, Welch Funeral Home has been serving the Arkadelphia community since 2005. Our goal at Welch Funeral Home is to offer every family that will allow us to serve them the most caring, dignified, professional service at the most affordable price. With over 40 years of experience in the funeral home industry, owner Tim Welch and Welch Funeral Home have also been longtime supporters of the Arkadelphia Badgers and Lady Badgers. Contact Welch Funeral Home at 870-230-1400 or visit them at 202 South 4th Street near downtown Arkadelphia.
Hunter Williams had thrown 26 passes, completed 14 of them coming into the game, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. I can understand both of those stats because they run so much in this Diamond T. They can get a receiver deep and behind the defense to pick up a touchdown, but he also doesn't have a classic quarterback arm and has thrown 1 interception on those 26 passes. Almost had another one as Cole Turner got there to knock it down. So, on third down and 8, they had a long time to talk about it. Perhaps Harmony Grove has gone to the back of the playbook to pull out something special. We'll see. Arkadelphia will line up. The Badgers do need to cover the pass now. They've allowed 2 receivers to get behind them. Only 1 was a completion. On third down and 8, Hunter Williams wants to pass again. He will roll out. He will look to run this time, and he will not make very much. Only up to the 45. It's fourth down.
Yeah, and that was a nice hit in the open field to bring him down there. I think that was that Kewen again on the tackle. He's done really well. Defensive line, only a sophomore, but he's made a lot of good plays, and the clock's going to keep ticking down, fourth down, and looks like Harmony Grove's going to bring their punting squad out.
Yeah, they're close enough to the 50. I think you have to consider whether or not they might fake this down by 2 touchdowns, but it's still the third quarter, 3:24 left, clock running. Arkadelphia will be prepared for anything, but they are going to send Kyron Harrison back to see if he can return a punt. Hubbard back to do the kicking. His kick is away. Line drive shot. Harrison will chase it. It goes inside the 10. It goes inside the 5, and it will, I'm not sure it made it to the goal line. Gosh, did they stop? No, it went in. It went in just to the goal line. It almost stopped before it got to the goal line, but it did not. So Arkadelphia will take advantage of those 20 yards and get a new drive started, leading 12-0, 3:02 left in what has really been a very exciting game. despite the fact that it's only 12-0.
I think the fact that we're on the Harmony Grove side of the stands makes it a bit more of an exciting game than it would be if we were on the visiting side.
I think it could be some frustration on the Arkadelphia side, and on this side, some very active people right in front of us.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if you can hear them on the radio, but
probably best if you can't.
They're doing a great job supporting their team. It's what you want.
That's what they're doing. On first down, man in motion is Harrison, but it's going to be a keeper by Thomas. He'll avoid one tackle. He goes for the sideline. He's going to make it. This is a good run. Out to the 40, out to the 43-yard line. Thomas holds onto the football and makes a nice gain.
Buster Thomas once again just using his pace and his acceleration to get past the offensive line and the defensive front seven for Harmony Grove and just getting into the secondary and finally being taken down. Blockers once again doing a great job allowing the playmaker to get into space, and that's what he did that time, getting another first down.
25-yard run by Thomas, and from the 45-yard line on first down, Harrison is hitting the backfield, and there is a form tackle. Got both legs and brought him down for a loss on the play.
Yeah, that was a great tackle from number 12, the outside linebacker for Harmony Grove. Able to bring down Harrison, and that's a hard feat, bringing down Harrison in the backfield, but it's a good tackle by the outside linebacker there from Harmony Grove.
That was Reed Muller, who is a really fine player, plays offense and defense, one of the running backs, also an outside linebacker. Loss of 2, so it's second down, 12 yards to go. Arkadelphia at its own 43-yard line. They want to pass. Thomas, under some pressure, will throw a pass, and it's complete, and there's a gain up to close to a first down, but a little bit short. On the catch that time for Arkadelphia was their very fine young sophomore, Jashawn Davis.
Yeah. He changed his number. I saw you looking at the roster there.
I got him. I missed it in the first half, so I corrected my roster. We're back on track with Mr. Jashawn now.
Yeah, he's played well on defense and offense, getting some two-way action for the sophomore. And that was a good catch from him from the tight end position.
Third down and 1, and what's probably 4-down territory. Going to be a running play. This is Harrison. He's hit, but he'll escape that tackler and make a nice gain to the 40, 35-30, down to the 27-yard line. They hit him square in the hole, and he got away anyway.
Well, they hit him in the backfield, and it looked like Harrison put his hand on one shoulder pad of the defender and threw him to the side and ran in for a first down. What a nice drop from Kyron Harrison, and he's just a confounding running back. He looks like you're going to bring him down, and then you don't.
There are times when he looks like a man among boys. First down and 10, running play. It's going to be Thomas. He'll skip by one tackler into the secondary. Harmony Grove converges, but only after a nice gain in what will be another first down.
Yeah, Braden Thomas that time getting the call, electing to keep the ball that time, just going up the middle and getting another first down. Badgers doing a good job of finding the space. The offensive line doing a good job of creating that. Those playmakers, Thomas and Harrison, doing a good job of keeping this drive going and picking up another first down.
12 more for Thomas on that carry. Now Arkadelphia needs to get it in the end zone. They got to the 1-yard line and fumbled it away on the last possession. But Arkadelphia leads at 12-0. 1:23 left. Clock running. We're in the third quarter tonight. Thomas at quarterback has Harrison to his left. In motion comes Pfeiffer, and he is going to fake it to Pfeiffer and keep it. Thomas breaks another tackle inside the 10, inside the 5. That's a touchdown, Arkadelphia.
Going to look at the replay here. See the touchdown call. Man comes in motion. Buster Thomas keeps it. Gets past a couple guys, just makes them hit each other, it looked like. Going down the sideline and into the end zone for a touchdown. He's not going to drop that ball. And he does pick up another touchdown, and the Badgers get points on the board.
I tell you what, that was some great blocking from the offensive line on that play. You know, putting their guys down and then laying on top of them, make sure they can't get the tackle.
Extra point attempt is up and good, and Arkadelphia has stretched out its lead now. 19-0 Badgers. 1:10 left in the third quarter, and we'll be back in 30 seconds.
Turner, Rogers, Manning & Plyler CPA is a longtime supporter of the Arkadelphia Public School District. Turner, Rogers, Manning & Plyler has established a reputation for providing clients with outstanding services that include auditing, accounting, and tax and business consulting. Contact Turner, Rogers, Manning & Plyler today at 870-246-4563 or by visiting them at 305 Professional Park Drive in Arkadelphia. Turner, Rogers, Manning, and Plyler says, Go Badgers!
Okay, the game's not over, guys. It's the third quarter, but I think Arkadelphia folks are feeling a bit better now after 2 touchdowns in the third quarter here by Arkadelphia, 19-0 Badgers.
Yeah, but still not a perfect quarter by any means. A lot of things to improve for the Badgers, and hopefully we'll see some of that improvement in the fourth quarter.
Here is a kickoff allowed to bounce, and it will go through the back of the end zone, so no return whatsoever for Harmony Grove, and they'll send the offense back out with 80 yards to cover.
Yeah, it's a long way to go for Harmony Grove, and I think if they're going to start, running maybe a bit more up-tempo version of their offense, or maybe trying some more passing plays, but they got to get some points on the board. 6-minute long drives are not going to cut it now. Down 19 points.
Arkadelphia will line up defensively. If you can make Mr. Williams throw the ball, you have an advantage because he would much rather run this Diamond T offense and keep the ball himself or hand it off. He has much more experience at that. Here is a running play right up the middle for very little yardage. Arkadelphia, again, doing a good job against the run. They are going to spot it for a gain, but only a gain of, well, they're going to say 3, up to the 23, 2nd and 7.
Well, they give them 2 there on the short run. But I'll tell you what, these run plays, you don't even know who has the ball, and there's someone on the ground 1 second after the snap. No whistle even, and so a bit confusing on the play. But, yeah, the number 11, especially for Harmony Grove, just really kind of squeezing through the gaps.
That is Mr. Clifton, who comes in, averaging 4 yards per carry, but hasn't quite had that tonight. Running play will not get back to the line of scrimmage, and by the end of the play, Arkadelphia has 10 men around the football.
Yeah, I know the only player not by the football, Kyron Harrison. So kind of funny. Harrison kind of dropped back to play more of a safety role now, and clock running down. Harmony Grove just going to let it run down in the fourth quarter. It looks like they might.
It's going to be 3rd down after no gain, maybe a loss of a half yard. 3rd and 8 from the 22, and you're right, they will not run another play in the third quarter. Harmony Grove is going to try to regroup when we come back, but Arkadelphia is going to try to continue to dominate this game. The Badgers are throwing a shutout after 3 quarters. Arkadelphia 19, Harmony Grove 0. We'll be back in 1 minute.
The J.R. Eldridge Show, your local source for in-depth discussion of Arkadelphia Badger football. Join the coach of the Arkansas 4A state champion with host Caleb Bird as they recap last week's game, highlight next week's opponent, and give you all the latest conference standings. Tune in to the J.R. Eldridge Show on the Arkadelphia Public Schools YouTube channel and on Sudden League Cable, Channel 10, Tuesday through Thursday nights at 7. The J.R. Eldridge Show is produced by Ouachita Baptist University students.
For over 75 years, Mary and Martha's Florist and Gifts on Main Street in Arkadelphia has served the people of Arkadelphia and her surrounding communities, providing a wide variety of floral and gift needs. Do you have a special occasion that calls for just the right touch of creativity? Join the many who call David Goodman at Mary and Martha's to create a floral arrangement to fit their needs and budget. Call Mary and Martha's at 870-246-2446 or visit their location at 921 Main Street in Arkadelphia. Mary and Martha's Florist is a proud supporter of the Arkadelphia Badgers.
Beautiful, clear night here in Benton, 56 degrees. I'm glad it's not colder because I accidentally brought my wife's coat instead of mine to the game tonight. But no matter, it's nice and warm here in the box. 3rd down, 8 yards to go, 22-yard line. Harmony Grove will make almost nothing. Did they drop the snap?
Yeah, they dropped the snap. Fortunate to fall on it, but it's going to be 4th down now. And tell you what, Jeff, I think they got to go for it in this situation. I don't think they got a choice.
Yeah, I do not see the punter coming on yet. Hunter Williams, the quarterback, is coming toward the sideline, but I think it's just to get the play here.
They're going to put the punter
they
on.
are going to punt. Well, at least going to line up for the punt. We'll see. Harmony Grove has been running that Diamond T to no avail tonight. They ate up some clock in the first half, but did not get points, and they've been unable to make first downs in the second half. Back to do the punting for Harmony Grove is Burrow. His kick is high. This is a nice punt. It'll sail out of bounds, though, unreturnable. Arkadelphia, by virtue of that quick stop, will have good field position here in just a moment. The Badgers scored on their last possession, a 15-yard touchdown run by Thomas. Before that, they drove all the way to the 1-yard line, fumbled it into the end zone, and on the first drive of the half, it was a touchdown on a Harrison 53-yard touchdown run. So they've driven at least to the goal line 3 times.
Yeah, the Badgers have done a good job really getting down the field. Only once were they unsuccessful to get into the end zone, but now coming out once more to start this fourth quarter and get another touchdown on the board. Like you said earlier, a commanding lead the Badgers are in right now, 19-0, but going to want to come out and score again.
Arkadelphia from its own 47-yard line will send Pfeiffer in motion, and they're going to hand him the ball. He's got a little bit of room. He'll cut it upfield. If flag goes down, this might be coming back. It was a good run by Pfeiffer. He's been seeing more time in the offensive lineup and carrying the ball more since, of course, Thomas has moved from receiver to quarterback, and he's looked very good, Caleb. This time it's going to come back.
He's coming into that Thomas role, and he's done very well at it. Pfeiffer's a guy, didn't play too many minutes last year as a junior, but and as a senior this year, he's done really well. As a guy that's kind of bided his time in the team, got some late minutes the last 2 years, a sophomore to junior, played hard in practice, and now as a senior, he's getting his playing time in, and he's doing a really nice job.
They are going to mark it off against Arkadelphia.
Yeah, that was the holding call on the outside receiver there. I think it was Davis. He trying to set the seal there to give a hole for Pfeiffer to run through, and got the outside of the shoulder pad of the cornerback.
This drive really started at the 47, not the 48, and so they're going to mark it now to the 37, first down. And a good run on first down by Harrison. Ooh, the ball pops loose, and Harmony Grove has picked it up. He was spinning and got hit from behind. The ball popped up. Harmony Grove will have the possession at the Arkadelphia 48-yard line.
And you really hate to see it there. If you're an Arkadelphia Badger, Kyron Harrison, your best player, going and getting some good yardage on that play, trying to get another first down, and the ball just flies up into the air. The Harmony Grove defender doing a good job of just hitting him right where the ball is, and it just flies up and falls right into the hands of a Harmony Grove defender, and they're going to have the ball back now in Badger territory with a chance to put some points on the board.
They'll spot this at the Arkadelphia 49-yard line, and what will Harmony Grove do? They're going to line up, everybody tight, no wide receivers, tight ends and 3 running backs, diamond T formation, and they're just going to run a basic play. And this is going to be a good gain on first down. In fact, churning and getting first down yardage on the carry for Harmony Grove was their very fine running back, Harrison. That's J.C. Harrison. He's a senior.
Yeah, just coming out of the tiniest of gaps there in the defensive line and picking them up first down. So all you need in this offense is, half a foot of space for the running back to squeeze through, and you got good enough of a gain to make this offense kind of work.
And they're not resorting to the pass, at least on that down. We'll see if they'll just continue to run their basic offense. The fullback into the middle will roll for a couple of yards. You'll just have to see where they spot it. That was Reed Muller on the carry.
Yeah, that kind of play there, you get the fullback gets the handoff, and he trips to the line of scrimmage and rolls forward for a 4-yard gain. So
it's a good play there.
A minimal amount of running and a maximum amount of yardage.
Arkadelphia has a 3-possession lead, and the clock is running now down to 10 minutes to play in the football game, but Harmony Grove has its best opportunity to score. At the Arkadelphia 33-yard line, they're going to hand it off, a little counter play up the middle, and that's a good gain, close to first down yardage. They might even give him a first down. Let's see where the spot is. It's going to be a little bit short.
And just short. So third and 1 situation here, but this is definitely going to be a a 4-down situation. So 2 plays to pick up this 1 yard for Harmony Grove. And this is a must convert situation for the Cardinals. Time's ticking down now, under 10 minutes left in the ball game. They still got 19 points to make up on the scoreboard.
This is the closest they've come to scoring tonight. Ball at the 28-yard line. On third down, it's going to be first down yardage on a running play right up the middle. Just a quick handoff to the fullback. And Harmony Grove will keep the drive alive at the Arkadelphia 25-yard line. From the 25-yard line, it is first down and 10. Hunter Williams is getting the play from the sideline, now coming back. Now they'll start the clock, and it goes under 9 minutes to play in the football game. 3 backs behind Williams. Seniors, he's a sophomore. Running play to the right side. They're running behind the right guard and right tackle, and there's some positive yardage. That's going to eat up some more clock, but it's going to push the possession down to the 22-yard line of Arkadelphia. That's a gain of 3, 2nd down and 7.
And you kind of feel like this Badger defense is getting a little bit worn out now, being on the field for a better part of this second half. Now, the Harmony Grove offense is pounding against them, going at them run after run after run, and it's definitely shown here as they're starting to get some yards on the play.
Williams looks over the defense. Diamond T formation. Quick carry to the fullback. Different back end this time. He's going to be spun around, but he'll get forward progress to the 19-yard line, a pickup of 3 more, and it's going to be 3rd down and 4 coming if they spot the ball where I believe they will. That time it was Kid Newton on the carry. Kid's only a sophomore. Tough run up the middle against that Arkadelphia defensive line and linebackers. They're eating up some time here, and they, of course, need 3 scores to catch Arkadelphia. And Harmony Grove trying to do it the way they practice it, with the Diamond T running the football. Haven't scored yet tonight. Another running play up the middle and more yardage to the 15-yard line. He's going to fall forward to the 14, maybe even the 13-yard line, and it's another 1st down for Harmony Grove. They're eating up some clock, Jack, but they are having some success going right at Arkadelphia up the middle.
The way this offense is designed, they're not going to be able to really make a quick comeback because the quarterback has to go to the sideline every play and get the play from the coach and then come back into the huddle, tell the play to the rest of the team, then line up, run the play, and by the time they've run it, there's 20 more seconds come off the clock. So not the best strategy for a quick comeback, I don't think, if you're this Harmony Grove team.
Williams will give it again to Riedmuller, and he'll carry it inside the 10-yard line. A lot of pushing and shoving, and finally they'll blow the whistle as he will go to the ground, but inside the 10. Harmony Grove looking strong on this possession after the Arkadelphia turnover. But now we're down to 6:45 and counting. This running game is eating up a lot of clock here in the 4th quarter. Arkadelphia leads it by 3 possessions. Now, Harmony Grove, if they needed a field goal, could cut it to a 2-possession game, but they have not kicked field goal this year, and I don't think we're going to see one. So they're just going to run probably right at Arkadelphia. That's been the plan. It's been working so far on this drive.
I'll tell you what, in the pregame, they had a kicker that could kick a field goal from this distance. He made everyone he took from this distance, and so...
Here is a running play, and it will be a slip on a cut, and I don't think he got very much at all. Fullback on the carry. Maybe they just haven't had occasion to give him a chance, but they don't have a field goal yet this year. And it would make it a 2-possession game, but I kind of think they're going to just run 2 more plays and trying to make the 4 yards that they still need. That'd be for a 1st down. They're on the 8-yard line. Now we're under 6 minutes to play. The clock just melting away here in the 4th. One thing we know we'll see is if they get a touchdown, they'll onside kick. We know that. Hunter Williams at quarterback will keep it himself. He's going to be hung up by the Badgers, and he's not going to have a 1st down. Let's see where they are going to spot it, as about 20 of the 22 players are all around the football. That might be a better spot than I expected, but still short. It's going to be 4th and about 2, and I fully expect him to go for it.
Yeah, still got 2 yards left, but the clock now ticking down. It's going to get underneath. It looks like it's underneath 5 minutes before they run a play. So just the amount of time they've taken off the clock on this drive, it doesn't seem like they're going to be able to make a comeback even with the way this offense is set up to run.
And they've got 2 timeouts left, but, boy, they are letting a lot of clock escape. I think this might be a moral victory touchdown they're going to go for, and then, of course, they'll try an onside kick. But first, 4th and 2. Here's a running play, bouncing off a tackler. Now he's pushed back by Arkadelphia, but it really just depends on the spot here.
Yep.
Looks like they're going to spot it at the 5, and if they do, it's going to be short.
Yeah, it looks like they're spotting him short.
Arkadelphia will take the possession and keep the shutout. 4:43 left in the game.
Yeah, such a long drive there from Harmony Grove, and they really left themselves with no chance coming out of it. They're going to need some kind of a defensive touchdown if they want to chance it. making a comeback here for Arkadelphia. So Arkadelphia, the key now could be keeping a hold of the ball. They've had 2 big fumbles, one by Buster Thomas as he ran into the end zone. On the 1-yard line, fumbled the ball into the end zone. Harmony Grove recovered. That kept Arkadelphia from getting a touchdown. And just before this last drive from Harmony Grove, Kyron Harrison got hit, right in the ball, the helmet to the football, and knocked the ball out right into the hands of a Harmony Grove defender. So 2 big turnovers from Arkadelphia. This could have been a really different ball game if those 2 turnovers hadn't happened, but Arkadelphia needs to keep control of the ball here, especially within their own 5-yard line.
Arkadelphia is power running formation now from its own 5-yard line. Thomas will keep it to the right side. He'll break a tackle. He's got a good gain out to the 12-yard line on first down. That gives him a little bit of room to breathe.
Yeah, we might see Arkadelphia now let the clock run down. There's now a 40-second play clock in high school football, and so Arkadelphia's got some time to let the clock run.
Make that an 8-yard gain. He's at the 13-yard line, so Arkadelphia would like to make a few more first downs and ice this game away. Well, Harmony Grove is a disciplined team. They have played very hard tonight. They have tackled well, especially in the first half. But Arkadelphia deserves a lot of credit for what looks like it's going to be a shutout tonight. Thomas will throw into the flat. Harrison will avoid 1 tackler, avoids 2, avoids 3, and then goes down. But I believe he's going to have a first down as he crossed the 15-yard line.
He's really close to the first down marker there, and they're going to give it to him. So first down for Arkadelphia, and they're going to be able to run even more time off this clock.
3-yard pass play for Thomas. And now on first down and 10, balls at the 16-yard line. And on first down and 10, Thomas takes the snap, will hand it to Harrison. He is following his blockers and spinning and making nice yardage out to the 25-yard line. Where Harmony Grove is still converging on the football and playing hard, but Arkadelphia is going to win this game tonight. The Badgers will advance their record against a team that has played hard but has not been able to match up against the Arkadelphia defense. And the offense has scored 19 tonight. Was about an inch or 2 away from being in the 20s when a fumble occurred. And they really haven't had very many possessions because the ball has been run by both teams to the extent that the game itself has just gone by very fast. Thomas will run the ball on second and short, and Thomas is going to have a first down and more. He's up to the 30. He is going to be tackled and brought down at the 40-yard line, but a first down for the Arkadelphia Badgers. Clock stops at 2:37 left. Arkadelphia 19 and Harmony Grove 0. You are in tune to KSWH 102.5 The Pulse in Arkadelphia, as well as our live stream. Chris Babb Engineering tonight, also hosting our pregame and halftime. We're looking forward to the postgame show. Jim Rothwell's going to bring us statistics. Ball at the 40-yard line, first down and 10, split to the near side. You're getting a close look at Arkadelphia's Logan Becker, wide receiver who is a really outstanding blocker for Arkadelphia. Here's a running play, and Thomas will go right up the middle for 4 yards and then be driven backwards. They're going to spot it down at the 44-yard line, a pickup of 4. Now we are under 2 minutes to play in the football game tonight.
Number 2, J.C. Harrison on the tackle.
Arkadelphia looks to the sideline. Will they run another play? Are they ready for victory formation yet? Harmony Grove has 2 timeouts, but I don't suppose they'll probably use them at this point. Arkadelphia will line up, and looks like they'll run another play. Harrison in the backfield with Thomas. Rogers in the slot. They're going to run it to Thomas. Thomas goes up the middle, breaks the tackle at the 50. He's still running. He's going to go down to the 45-yard line of Harmony Grove. Tough running by Harrison.
Kyron Harrison just continuing to keep his legs moving, continuing to stay balanced on his runs. No matter who is going in to tackle him, it really doesn't seem like it matters, as Kyron Harrison picks up another first down. Said his name so many times tonight, and as we've done all season and probably will the entire rest of the season. But Kyron Harrison, I think, picking up the Badgers' last first down of the night, as it looks like the Badgers are going to go to victory formation.
I'm seeing a signal that is exactly that. Victory formation signal's been given by the far sideline of the Arkadelphia Badgers, and they will down it, and that should do it. Arkadelphia will have a shutout win tonight. 58 seconds left. Looks like they're going to have to snap it one more time.
Not as pretty of a game as you'd want if you're the Badgers, but a win's a win in this conference, and Arkadelphia's still in the hunt for the conference title. At top of the 7-4A standings right now, and they're going to stay at top. Oh, they really, yeah. So Arkadelphia's in good position to win the conference still, with that win over Robinson and the tiebreaker advantage over both Nashville and Robinson. And they're going to move to 3-1 in the 7-4A.
Thomas will take a knee, and that's going to do it. 19 seconds left, and they will not have to snap it again. Harmony Grove put up a real fight, 6-0 at halftime, but Arkadelphia dominated the third quarter and then held on to win. 8 seconds, 7 seconds. And Arkadelphia is on its way to another victory. 2 seconds, 1 second. This game has gone final. Arkadelphia 19 and Harmony Grove 0. We'll be back with the postgame show in 2 minutes.
Thanks for meeting me here.
No problem. You know, Farm Bureau Insurance has local agents making this kind of thing real easy.
Well, your auto insurance has saved me a lot on old Becky here.
Harold, your dog swallowed the remote again.
Who's that?
Older Becky.
Oh. Ugh.
Real service, real people. That's Farm Bureau Insurance.
Call Clark County Farm Bureau today at 870-246-4554. Turner Rogers Manning and Plyler CPA is a longtime supporter of the Arkadelphia Public School District. Turner Rogers Manning and Plyler has established a reputation for providing clients with outstanding services that include auditing, accounting, and tax and business consulting. Contact Turner Rogers Manning and Plyler today at 870-246-4563 or by visiting them at 305 Professional Park Drive in Arkadelphia. Turner Rogers Manning and Plyler says, "Go Badgers!"
Doctors Gary and Rob Rucker are proud sponsors of this Arkadelphia Badger broadcast. Dr. Gary and Rob Rucker supporting the Badgers since 1996.
Citizens Bank was established by a group of local business leaders who shared a vision of creating a bank that would be committed to serving working people. Over the years, we have expanded our services, locations, and technology, but we make every effort to stay true to our roots. Citizens Bank is owned by local shareholders and governed by a local board of directors, most of whom live, work, and invest alongside our customers. We continue to take pride in a heritage of independence that honors the vision of our founders, and we remain dedicated to the financial progress of the people we serve.
We're into the postgame show tonight as Arkadelphia has outlasted Harmony Grove and won the game 19-0. It was 6-0 at halftime. Arkadelphia got 2 third-quarter touchdowns to take control of the game. Some good work offensively by Buster Thomas and also by Kai Harrison. We'll get a full statistical update in a few moments from Jim Rothwell. We'll also have interviews down on the sideline from Caleb Bird. He'll talk to the Arkadelphia head coach J.R. Eldridge. And joining me here for the postgame show, Jack Bennington. Also get a word or two from Chris Babb. We're excited about the Arkadelphia victory, but I'm impressed by Harmony Grove, Jack. This is a team that plays very, very hard, and I don't know if their future is in 4A or 3A. Probably 4A because they're gaining population here. They've got to gain a few more players coming into the game with 37, but they do play hard. They're well coached, a disciplined team. They held Arkadelphia to 6 at halftime, but the Diamond T formation just couldn't get in the end zone against this very strong Arkadelphia defense tonight.
Yeah, and you know, despite not scoring any points tonight, I mean, look at the Harmony Grove defense. They only allowed 19 points. They forced 2 turnovers. The defense can really hang their hat tonight and say that they did a good job, that they really did a good job of stopping this powerful Arkadelphia offense as best that they could on homecoming night, where they coming out knowing that they were going up against one of the best teams in 4A. They definitely had a really, really solid performance. And then on the offensive end, although not going in and scoring, they had a lot of drives. It ate up a lot of clock because they moved all the way down the field. And, I mean, despite not scoring, it was definitely a really, really good job on both sides of the football for them.
Yeah, no doubt that what they did offensively was try to limit the possessions for Arkadelphia, and that worked. But in the second half, Arkadelphia took the opening kickoff, scored a touchdown, got another touchdown right after that, and at that point, leading by 3 possessions, they had the game at that point in the third quarter. Harmony Grove played hard tonight, but Arkadelphia the better team, and it did shine, although Arkadelphia, against the teams it has remaining on its schedule, have to do a little bit better job of holding on to the football. Turnovers can create a problem for you. You need to win that turnover margin. Arkadelphia struggled with that tonight.
Yeah, and you know, the Badgers, they had a lot of self-inflicted wounds tonight. Lots of penalties, lots of penalties that really did not help the cause, and as well as the 2 turnovers, one right before getting in the end zone and then another one on a big Kyron Harrison run. You don't see that a lot from the Badgers, but tonight, I'm not sure. Like I mentioned earlier, I don't think it's the water. Might have just been a little bit of jitters or something going on that forced the Badgers to do that. But once again, really just props to Harmony Grove for playing a good football game tonight. But the Badgers going into the upcoming weeks are definitely going to have to be playing their best football every game if they want to get a win in this very, very strong 7-4A conference.
Arkadelphia had only 3 possessions in the first half. On the first possession, they made 1 first down and then punted the ball away. The second possession was a nice drive of 8 plays. It resulted in a 1-yard touchdown run by Kai Harrison. The extra point failed, so it was 6-0 with 11:04 left in the second quarter. And then the third possession lasted 16 plays but did not net any points for Arkadelphia as the Badgers were stopped and time ran out on a 4th and 1 from the 5-yard line. So 6-0 at halftime, but then Arkadelphia recovered an onside kick to begin the second half. It was a Harmony Grove onside kick, and Arkadelphia was able to recover that and then score on a 53-yard run from Kai Harrison. The 2-point conversion was no good, so it was 12-0 with 11:42 left in the third quarter. And then Arkadelphia fumbled the ball into the end zone. Just inches away from a touchdown on its second possession of the second half. But the third possession of the second half was an 80-yard drive for a touchdown for Arkadelphia. It took only 6 plays. Thomas scored on a 15-yard run, and Arkadelphia had control of the game at that point, 19-0, and that was the final score. When we come back, we will have interviews from down on the field as Caleb Bird will talk to J.R. Eldridge. We'll have statistics from Jim Rothwell, and we'll pick offensive and defensive players of the game when we come back in 2 minutes.
Brian Bridges Roofing would like to thank the Arkadelphia community for its loyalty over the years. Operating in Arkadelphia for 47 years, the Bridges family has owned and operated the business and has built great relationships with local businesses such as Hardman Lumber and local insurance companies such as Austin Wingfield State Farm, Chad Kesterson Shelter Insurance, and Clark County Farm Bureau Insurance. We also send a special Go Badgers to our favorite Badger, our little brother, number 22, Trey Bledsoe. Go Badgers from Brian Bridges Roofing, 870-245-8268.
Everyone's known for something. Ours is simple. At the Southwest Auto Collection and iDriveSWA.com, you get the absolute lowest price on America's best brands: Ford, Lincoln, Chevy, GMC, Buick, and Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. The best selection and the lowest prices guaranteed. And we deliver anywhere in the state, plus tires for life. It really is that simple. Visit us today, the Southwest Auto Collection, I-30 exit 78 in Arkadelphia, or online at iDriveSWA.com.
At Eccles, Thompson, and Kneebone CPA, we seek to provide accounting, tax, and financial planning services to individuals and small businesses with proficiency and integrity. Serving Arkadelphia since 1977, our staff looks forward to meeting your financial goals of today and also becoming your financial advocate for life. Visit us at 205 North 25th Street or call 246-8991 today. Eccles, Thompson, and Kneebone LTD says Go Badgers. For over 75 years, Mary and Martha's Florist and Gifts on Main Street in Arkadelphia has served the people of Arkadelphia and her surrounding communities, providing a wide variety of floral and gift needs. Do you have a special occasion that calls for just the right touch of creativity? Join the many who called David Goodman at Mary and Martha's to create a floral arrangement to fit their needs and budget. Call Mary and Martha's at 870-246-2446 or visit their location at 921 Main Street in Arkadelphia. Mary and Martha's Florist is a proud supporter of the Arkadelphia Badgers.
Whatever you do, stay tuned because we're getting word from Caleb Bird that he's going to have an opportunity to talk to some players as well as head coach J.R. Eldridge. We'll bring you that momentarily. But first, let's go to statistics. Jim Rothwell has our stats tonight. As always, Jim, is big night for Mr. Thomas and Mr. Harrison.
It really was. They were the offense. I think Pfeiffer carried a couple times, but otherwise it was just them. Thomas was 6 out of 7, very accurate on his passing. Most of them were short, some screen passes to Harrison in particular, 41 yards, but that kept the defense loose. Rushing, 19 carries for 180 yards and 1 TD. He did have the one fumble there, almost getting him in zone. Kai Harrison, a big night. 18 rushes, and I think that last rush put him over 200. I have him for 201 yards with that last rush.
Wow.
So he'll be very close to 200 yards. 2 TDs and then 2 receptions for 11 yards. Pfeiffer had a good night involving him in the offense. We're taking the role that Buster Thomas has usually played. 2 carries for 20, receiving 2 receptions for 20 yards, and then he rushed 2 times for 24. One of them was called back because of a holding penalty, but he gets credit for the yards. Team 390 yards rushing. That's the key. They moved the ball up and down the field. They couldn't finish a couple times, or this game would have been probably put away pretty early if they'd been able to do that. Passing just 41, but 431 total yards for Arkadelphia. Penalties did hurt a little bit tonight, particularly brought back 1 touchdown again, and they just some illegal procedure penalties, and it was the key there a few times. Turnovers, they did have the 2 fumbles, but again, they were able to overcome those with the great defense. To me, that was the key. Again, the shutout's good, but totals for Harmony Grove, they rushed, they passed 3 times for 41 yards and rushed 41 times for 118 yards. So a total of 259 yards. If you hold a team like Harmony Grove to 118 yards total rushing, which is what they do, you've done your job to hold them under 120 yards. Penalties, they had 4 for 40 yards, but again, what sort of kept them in the game was no turnovers. Again, they're not throwing the ball, so you don't risk the interception. But again, there was 1 fumble or a bad snap or something there, so it may actually have, but they recovered that, so no fumbles lost, no turnovers. The rushing game, it was very diverse. They had 6 rushers with more than 10 yards, but none of them had over 35.
Wow.
So spread it around, so that tells you the Arkadelphia defense didn't care who was in there. They were going to stop them, particularly stop the middle stuff. Teams that run the diamond T or something similar to that, the key is the fullback, and the fullback had the most yards. I think he had about 33, and they alternated a couple of fullbacks, but the main one had just 33 yards. So in that kind of offense, if you're limiting that fullback to 33 yards, it's not going to be effective. That's less than 3 yards a carry, and again, an offense that depends on the rushing game, if you're not getting more than 3 yards a carry, you're not going to be able to move the ball.
Jim, they're really hoping with that offense, they're not just giving up when they're running the ball when they're behind. They're really hoping that after some outside runs, maybe a couple of passes like they threw tonight, they'll be able to slip the fullback through for a big gain. It just never happened.
Right. It didn't. Arkadelphia's defense was designed to stop that with all the linebackers in the middle. If it gets by the line of scrimmage, those linebackers, there's 4 of them standing there, and they're good linebackers. Hawthorne, Harrison, we saw Jashawn Davis, and then Turner in there as well. Again, those are 4 really good linebackers, and they did a great job on that.
Once again, I want you to stay tuned because we're going to be able to go to the field for Caleb's interview with our head coach and a couple of players. Before we do that, though, Jim, let's talk about this. It was such an easy game last week. I mean, Fountain Lake only had 22 players. Arkadelphia scored on 1-play drives for the most part in that football game, and then it went to the mercy rule in the second quarter. This week was a different story because even though Harmony Grove is a smaller school, just making it to 4A, even though they had 37 players, a smaller number than the Arkadelphia Badgers come into the game with, they were ready to play. They had a number of seniors in the lineup, and they played very, very hard. This is a good tune-up, I think, for the rest of the schedule, as Arkadelphia will come home next week and take on Ashdown. Then they go on the road against a very good Bauxite team before they finish up at home against Malvern.
Bauxite is a very similar situation to where they were last year, and when Arkadelphia went and beat them to sort of push the Arkadelphia season forward. And so we've got some beeping there, but that's okay.
Yeah, working a little technical thing. That's not Jim playing music for you. That's just a little beep in the system there as we work on it. I do believe Ashdown is one of those teams that's strong enough athletically that you never really know. I mean, again, against this Harmony Grove team, they got blown out, and yet they're athletic enough to be competitive on any given Friday night.
They are. That's one of it. You really have to go in. Again, you hope you can do similar to last week, put them away early, and then it sort of takes that any chance that they have is taken away. They lose any sense of an upset or momentum or something like that when you put them away early. Again, Arkadelphia couldn't do this tonight. They missed some chances early to go down and score, and again, they missed some in the second half as well. It never got the chance to really put them away. Although going into the second half, if you felt like there were 3 scores, Arkadelphia would win the game with 3 scores. Whoever got, if Arkadelphia got 3 scores, they were going to win the game.
And Arkadelphia did win it 19-0. Let me also mention that next week for the Ashdown game, my 40-year class reunion. The class of 79 for the Badgers is going to be at that game. If you know any of our 79 class, come and see us because, we're all 58 now, and we're looking forward to seeing our old friends. So come out to the game at Badger Stadium. If you can't do that, then watch the game. But the class of 79 is going to be in attendance. It's going to be a lot of fun. It always is. Homecoming last week for Arkadelphia had a number of folks there for reunions, and it's going to happen again next week when Arkadelphia plays Ashdown. Tell you what, we've got an opportunity now to go to the sideline and talk to J.R. Eldridge.
Coach, first off, hard-fought victory, but maybe a little bit closer than a lot of people would have expected. What are your thoughts on the game as a whole?
Man, it really doesn't matter for what other people expected. The bottom line is our guys overcame a lot of adversity during that football game. We went in up 6-0 at half, and then we came out. We were able to score. I mean, we turned the ball over we turned the ball over way too many times. We were on the field too long defensively, but really didn't allow them to score any points. And we were able to put 19 on the board. It's a W.
Right, Coach, coming back from those fumbles on offense and being able to move the ball, get in the end zone, and put the game away, what was your message to the team after those turnovers?
Well, it's just, we've got to put on more steam. We can't look backwards. We got to look forward, and we got to continue to play.
Right, and then you mentioned in the first half your defense pitched a shutout, but some really long drives in the first half that made the score 6-0. Really, the offense from Harmony Grove did, and so in the second half you really shut that down. What were the adjustments you made at halftime to do that?
Well, we just started executing a little bit better, and we were able to continue to put on more steam. Our guys just decided we were going to get it done.
Right, Coach, and the victory keeps you in that race for the conference title. You excited, looking forward to next week?
Oh yeah, every game, it's a new week. We got a good opportunity in front of us, but the bottom line is we want to win every week.
Right. All right. Thanks a lot, Coach.
Thank you.
A lot of excitement down on the football field tonight. Post-game, as Arkadelphia has won it 19-0. Very excited about the fact that Caleb Bird had a chance to talk to J.R. Eldridge. He also had a chance to talk to Braden Buster Thomas.
Right. Buster, first off, congrats on the victory. It was a really hard-fought game. Yeah. How'd you go through that mentally? Coming in maybe expecting to win by more, but then having to really fight for the victory.
Well, at halftime, we're up 6-0, and going into halftime, coach was just like, he was like the whole night we were getting plays we wanted. Mm-hmm. So at halftime, he told us just to go out and just execute the plays because they were there the whole night. We just want to execute on offense.
Right. And so your second game starting at quarterback now. How are you settling in at the position?
I'm starting to get back used to it back from junior high. You know, I played in 9th grade and 8th grade. It's been a while since I played starting, so I'm starting to get the feel back to quarterback. So.
Right. Seemed like you called a lot of pass plays tonight. A lot of times you end up scrambling. What's your mindset on that? Are you reading the option? First thing you do, you're going to run, or what's the thing?
I'm reading the option. Like a lot of the plays tonight, I was reading the outside linebacker, and if he stayed back, I'll run, and if he came forward, I'll throw it. And like a lot of the times, he stayed back, so I ran the ball.
Right.
So.
And then fumble on the 1 yard line there, but you come back and you keep working hard and you make some good plays on offense. How do you recover from that mentally?
Every play you just gotta think positive. I fumbled and then I was down, but I had to come back out and show what I can do and just think positive the whole time.
All right, and moving forward, keep being the quarterback leader of this offense.
Yes, sir.
How are you going to lead this team to stay in the race for the conference title?
Just every day of practice, just effort. Every day of practice, go out there and grind, give effort, and just give 100%, and we'll be fine.
All right, thanks a lot, Buster. Congrats on the victory.
Great job, Buster Thomas. I tell you what, he's a lot of football left in his career, but after that, we're going to have to hand the man a microphone. He's very comfortable in front of the camera. I like that interview. Caleb Byrd talking to Buster Thomas. One more interview. Caleb had a chance to talk to linebacker Cole Turner.
Down the field with Cole Turner, the senior middle linebacker. And Cole, defense pitched a shutout tonight. First half offense for Harmony Grove, able to move the ball a little bit, but still kept them out of the end zone.
Yes, sir. I mean, they were driving on us, but we knew if we just freaking stood strong. We had a little trouble. They came out in a new formation. We didn't know how to line to it, but we just did the best we could, and we got to the sideline, and Coach Kaz made some big-time adjustments, and that helped us out.
Right. Playing middle linebacker against an offense that moves as quickly as this one does, are you looking at the backfield at all, or are you just marking an assignment?
We had certain formations that Coach Kaz knew that the certain halfback would always take us to the play, but for the most part, we're keying on our guards, and then we'll work to the halfback. But it's just tough. I mean, it's so fast-paced. You just have to get ready for the next play instantly.
Right. And so looking at going against this kind of team in practice, how much different is your preparation?
I mean, sometimes we'll just work like everyone's had the ball. They'll run this triple option, and we'll run it in practice, and everyone has to get tackled. And if not, we have to Rambo it and run it again. It just takes a lot of effort.
Wow, but it paid off, and still in the conference race. Looking forward. You excited about that?
Yes, sir. Can't wait.
All right, thanks a lot. Congrats.
With that big win led by the defense, the shutout coming from Cole Turner and his comrades, it's a 6-1 record for Arkadelphia, 3-1 in conference play. Time for offensive and defensive players of the game. We'll go to Jack Bennington for the offensive player of the game first. And Jack, tough choice for you, man. You've got Kai Harrison, who ran for over 200 yards tonight, 201. Couple of touchdowns, also received 2 passes for 11 yards, but you got Buster Thomas, 6 for 7, passing 41 yards, and he ran for 180 yards and a touchdown. Who do you go with for the offensive player of the game?
I mean, there's really not a bad option here when looking at the two playmakers, the two guys whose names we called the entire night. But honestly, I'd have to give it to the quarterback, Buster Thomas. Coming in, not an easy game to play in. Coming against an away game at Harmony Grove, their homecoming night. A little bit of a hostile crowd as well. But Braden Thomas, I think, coming in and leading this offense tonight, definitely got a lot of help from his counterpart, Kyron Harrison. But I'd probably just have to give it to Braden Thomas for his leadership and his running ability tonight.
He didn't have to climb too many stairs to get back to the press box. So Caleb Byrd is back with us. Caleb, offensive player of the game.
Yeah, the offensive player of the game for me would be Kyron. Did really well at running back, and he's the guy, the engine that kept this offense running all night. Had a couple of touchdown runs and did a really nice job at running back.
I'll tell you what, then. Let's just go with both of them. How can you say no when they both have over 200 yards of total offense? Again, Buster Thomas ran for 180, passed for 41. Harrison ran for over 200 all by himself. So they are offensive players of the game. Caleb, we'll go to you first for a defensive player of the game.
Defensive player of the game is hard in a game like this when you're running a diamond option offense. I don't even know you can pick a defensive player of the game because the whole defense has to work together to stop this kind of offense. There's not, you can't have a middle linebacker that makes every tackle because all 4 middle linebackers are assigned to the 4 running backs, and so it's kind of difficult to pick.
And they ran up the middle so much, it was like half the team was on the tackle by the time the whistle blew. But we're going to pick somebody, so who you want to go with? Pick an unsung hero. Let's do that. We'll come back to Caleb. He's not sure where he wants to go, but Jack, quick decision.
Oh, yeah, it's so obvious. No, I'm totally kidding. Yeah, it's definitely hard to pick, but I'm you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and give it to the other interviewee tonight, Cole Turner. Standing in the middle in this front seven, like Caleb said, it's really hard to pick somebody, but I kind of just have to lean towards giving it to one of the linebackers anyway tonight for being able to plug the holes that open up and able to stop the running backs from getting through any way possible. So I'd have to give it the senior linebacker, Cole Turner, as my defensive player of the game.
All right, there's one vote for Cole Turner. We're back to you, Caleb.
I'll just go along with what Jack said. Cole Turner. Cole's the he's the leader on this defense this year, and I think he's kind of the glue that held them together, through practice through the week in preparation for the game, and I bet he played a big role out on the field in the kind of situation you don't see watching the game, but plays a big role in when you're actually playing.
There had to have been a reason you picked him out for the post-game interview, right? So he's our defensive player of the game, Cole Turner. Tell you what, though, let's mention honorable mention for Landon Kewen, the sophomore, who is becoming a bigger and bigger part of this defense.
Yeah, he hasn't had too big of a chance to play the last few weeks, but this week coming out, you play with 5 defensive linemen. He's the 5th guy coming in at defensive end, and it's kind of hard for a sophomore to move in ahead of Jason Campbell and Ricky Rogers, but this week he got the chance to come in at defensive end and did a good job making plays in the backfield.
All right, let's wrap it up by talking about this stretch of the last 3 regular season games before we hit playoff football. We're talking about next week against an Ashdown team. It seems to always be hard to figure out what Ashdown's going to do in any given week of any given year, and then after that at Bauxite and at home against Malvern.
Well, Ashdown, I think, will be the easiest of those 3 games. This Harmony Grove team beat Ashdown 34-0 earlier this season, and I think Ashdown is going to be the exact opposite of what we saw from Harmony Grove. And if you look at Harmony Grove, they're a very disciplined, very fundamental, but rather unathletic football team. Look at Ashdown, they're a very athletic, but rather undisciplined and fundamental football team. And so be opposite, a different kind of challenge for the Badgers. And then looking ahead at Bauxite, who are undefeated in conference so far, and then finally finishing off at Malvern. It's a rivalry game, and Malvern's a lot better this year.
They are better, no doubt about that. That Bauxite game, talk about it for a moment, Jack. Another big matchup. Bauxite, of course, undefeated when Arkadelphia beat them last year.
Yeah, and I mean, that was a huge game last year, too. Really, nobody was really sure who was going to win that game when Bauxite came to town last year, and Arkadelphia got that super, super close win that ended up kind of just propelling them into the playoffs and into the rest of the season and just continuing that momentum. So definitely going to look to Bauxite again, a huge opponent for the Badgers every year, but especially these past few years. Definitely going to be a big game for them, and especially going to Bauxite, a hard place to play and a little bit of a dome setting, but the Badgers really going to have to play hard for that game as well.
So tonight, Harmony Grove fell to 3-4 overall, 1-3 in conference play. Arkadelphia moves to 3-1 in conference play, 6-1 overall. I want to say a big thank you to Katie Kemp on our visuals tonight, running a camera up top. Appreciate her hard work and being out in the cold tonight. Also want to say thank you, as always, to Jim Rothwell on statistics, to Chris Babb, our engineer and host of our pregame and halftime shows. Also, thanks to my partners for quite some time now. A lot of victories we've seen together, Caleb Bird and also Jack Bennington. Final score tonight from Jimmy Red Parker Field at Harmony Grove. Arkadelphia 19, Harmony Grove 0. This is Jeff Root. Good night, everybody. And Abby, Daddy, is on his way home.
You are watching Arkadelphia Badger football on ArkadelphiaBadgerTV.com and the Mascot Media app. Arkadelphia Badger Football 2019 is brought to you by Edward Jones Blake Bell, Turner & Turner PA, Austin Wingfield State Farm Insurance, Farm Bureau Insurance of Clark County, Welch Funeral Home, Doctors Gary and Rob Rucker, Southern Bancorp, Price & Company Insurance and Bonds, Southwest Sporting Goods, Eccles Thompson and Kneebone LTD, Mary and Martha's Florist and Gifts, Turner, Rogers, Manning and Plyler CPA, Taylor King and Associates, Angry Goat Media, Southwest Auto Collection, Citizens Bank, Print Media, Ouachita Baptist University, and Kerry Garnett, broker at Blinn Real Estate in San Diego, California. Arkadelphia Badger Football is a joint production of the Arkadelphia Public School District and the Rogers Department of Communication at Ouachita Baptist University.